Well, good evening. We are live from the sports grounds here in Oudtshoorn, the De Jager Sports Complex. And this is an important event that's going to take place. Tonight it is the rise of the champions. And the main commentary will be done by JD. Goeienaand.
Good evening, Christy. Thanks for the introduction. Guys, I hope you'll be enjoying it here with us. Yes, we are live from Oudtshoorn De Jager Sport Complex. Free entry for anyone that is in the area, so come have a look. There's a tuck shop with things to eat. So if you're not feeling like cooking tonight, this is the place to be. Live action and a meal.
Ja, dit is absoluut dis 'n kickboxing tournament wat hier gaan plaasvind en ons glo dat dit vanaand vir jou verryking sal wees om hierdie jong mense te sien in 'n sport deelneem wat nog nie so lekker bekend is nie. Maar as ons nou kyk wat Driekus gedoen het nou en die cage fighting, dink ek is daar 'n groot aksie. Mense wat belangstelling toon in hierdie tipe sport.
Definitief, Driekus het 'n bietjie lig gegooi op die vegkuns van Suid-Afrika, die unieke style wat ons het, die verskillende mense wat ons het. En dis lekker om die jong manne te sien wat inkom op hierdie styl en kyk hulle eie voete te vind in hierdie wêreld. Ons gaan ook kyk soos julle kommentaar lewer. We'll look at your comments as we go. So first and foremost, we got Kieran saying, "Let's go SASL."
Wow, that's great. This is the battle of the Karoo and the rise of the champions. It's fight night here in Oudtshoorn. If you have just tuned in, this is Heartbeat TV. We are the mainstream partner for tonight's event, and we would like to thank the sponsors that had made this all happen on a day like this, because everything happens with money, and we are saying thank you to our sponsors. Right during the fights, we will mention all the sponsors.
Yeah, we have about 16 fights that's going to be happening throughout the course of the evening. So look forward to an action-packed evening. We start off from the little toddlers. Some kids as young as 10 years of age, 12 years of age will be fighting tonight, and then we'll go over to the seniors and finish up with some nice action-packed fights happening in the last couple of moments of this evening.
Yeah, this live broadcast will happen from the first fight until the last fight. We will even when the trophies and the medallions gets awarded, we will be streaming this live from Oudtshoorn in the De Jagers complex, the sport complex in Oudtshoorn. The temperature outside is fair, but it was quite a hot day as well.
Maybe hot for people that don't live here, but that was quite an average day for us locals. Anything above 35 to 40 degrees is hot for us. The hottest we've actually had it in Oudtshoorn was 2016, February month. We hit 56 degrees Celsius.
Ja.
So Oudtshoorn is known to be quite a hot area.
Ja, nee, dit is waar. En so as jy ingeskakel is, stuur gou die link aan vir jou vriende. Sê vir hulle om gaan kyk op Heartbeat TV. Hulle is daar besig om kickboxing uit te saai. Ons was reg hierdie dag was hier 'n ander tournament wat plaasgevind het. Dit was the Battle of the Karoo24. En ons het van jong kinders tot adults gesien wat deel uitgemaak het van hierdie sport. En hier was 4 bane wat aan die gang was. Hulle het 'n hele klompie fights ingesit vir vandag. En dit was 'n lieflike dag hier in Oudtshoorn. En die ondersteuning van die publiek is nogal besonder. Die plek was gepak vanmiddag terwyl dit besig was om in die gang, en ek sien op die oomblik is dit besig om bymekaar te kom. Hulle is so 'n klein stukkie agter met hulle eerste skedule. Hulle het nou net die fighters bymekaar geroep en ek sien die referees staan gereed. Hulle is daar gereed en al die officials is besig om hulle plekke in te neem. So just bear with us for a moment. We will be soon speaking to you about the first bout. Kan ons 'n bietjie die lys gaan daar, JD?
All right, first and foremost, just quickly, Wesley Jeffrey online saying, "Let's go MHK, Green Mambas." So another fan from one of the clubs. Now, when looking at the fight card we have tonight, we've got our first fight up at Rudolf Prinsloo from the Venus Club versus Lucas van Rooyen. Now, I've seen Lucas fight. He's actually fought with me overseas in the past as well. The guy's a little champion. Rudolf, I don't know that much about, but we'll see as it comes. We've got Rion Lombard from GKC versus Stian Jonker from also GKC in our second round. Aiden Breiners from GKC versus Keanu Boyson from DMF. Divan van Deventer, one of the local Oudtshoorn boys from GKC. Oh no, that's the wrong Divan, sorry. And then we got Brody Solmans from DMF. In the fifth round, or fifth fight, we will have Misha de Villiers from Elite MMA versus Eden Bleeker from SKA. The next round, the sixth round, will be Dirk H. Mostert from GKC versus Dean de Villiers, Elite MMA. In the seventh round, we'll have Drian Bosman from TRC versus Anandu Olivier from GKC. All right, so GKC would be Grebe's Kickboxing Club. Sorry, that's the local club here in Oudtshoorn. So Anandu also, we've seen him since he was a little toddler growing up. Adam Snyman from SKA versus Simon Greef, another local boy, GKC from Grebe's. Nathan van Koller from De Venus versus Divan Rademeyer. So this is the Divan I was thinking about. This lanky young lad was a champion even in his young age. We'll see what he does. Also from Grebe's Kickboxing Club. Seth van Koller, De Venus versus Vian Grebe. Let's just give a chance for the announcement.
It will be here at the main table.
All right, so it's going to be Seth van Koller from De Venus versus Vian Grebe, another local boy from Grebe's Kickboxing Club, the son of the sensei, the head coach at Grebe's Kickboxing Club. Leighton Janssen from Blanco versus Genovan Fontaine, also a Grebe's local. Leighton I've seen fight as well, also another fighter that's been overseas and competed for South Africa. These are just the ones I know of. There might be more of them that I know of that competed overseas, but I'll mention them as we go. Zayn Slinger, DMF versus Sianu Ali from MHK. And then Bradley Carlse, another guy that's represented South Africa on a national level from the Blanco Club versus Keegan Allpass. Actually a boxer that is tonight competing in a kickboxing fight. He is from the Venus. We've actually commentated the last fight we did. We commentated on Keegan Allpass, and he had a masterclass fight during that event. That was Titan Fight Night, if I remember correctly.
That's correct, yes.
Then we have Joshua Dupree from MHL versus Nexus Lurie. Now this is to be confirmed fight. We don't know if these guys are going to be here tonight. The next fight will be between Lutz Springhorn from the Venus versus Lodja Pisonic. Sorry if I have butchered that name, but that is from SKA. And then the final fight of the night, Francois Strydom from SKA versus G. Bleeker from SKA. So two clubmates taking on each other in the final fight of the night. We have another comment from Lelani van Zyl going Dirk Harold Mostert. Dirk Harold, a local boy from Grebe's Kickboxing Club. Did I see his name? I think he fought earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's fighting tonight.
Well, yeah, as we said earlier to our sponsors, one of the main sponsors tonight is the South African Sports League. They are one of the sponsors. Then we have Buco in George. They are also one of the main sponsors here tonight. Then locally we have South Cape Wireless, and we have Webworks. Then we have the Oudtshoorn Municipality. We have Ford, we have Alert Patrol, then there's Global Solar Systems, Boshoff Bouwmaterialen, SAKA, the one with the feathers, I don't know what the name is there.
Eden, probably the local sports organization.
Okay, and then P&A, they're also one of the sponsors, and Sascock. Those are the sponsors for tonight's fight night. Here in Oudtshoorn, we are live from the De Jager Sports Complex. The crowd is busy filling up. I can see the officials are standing closer. And we are going to resume with the first fight very soon from now. I see there's 38 people watching currently on the Facebook page of Heartbeat TV. Go and have a look there. And then you can just share it to your platforms or to your friends or family. Yeah, this is inspiring. And as we said, you know, the cage fighting that took place, and a world champion by the name of Dricus du Plessis has placed emphasis on this kind of sport. And we can see that there's a lot of people here tonight watching their children progressing in what we see as a sport growing in South Africa.
So this would be an amateur fight league. We are doing, as far as I know, SASL kickboxing rules. Just to go through the rules, everything above the belt. There might be some fights that they do include low kick, but as far as I know, most of the fights will be everything above the belt. Kicks to the body, punches to the body count as 1 point. A punch to the head, 1 point. A kick to the head is going to be 2 points awarded to the attacker. And then finally you have jumping kicks. A jumping kick, if you are elevated when the contact is made, you will be awarded a total of 3 points. And then at the end of the fight, all the points will be added up and they will be awarded, the victor will be announced. Also just remember that if the fight is very close and it ends up in a draw, you could have extra points awarded to the opponent who is the aggressor, someone that is advancing all the time and manipulating the movement of his opponent. So there's things like that that you need to consider when taking to the center of the ring.
Well, it seems they are getting close to the start now. I see the Master of Ceremonies, Sensei Ranger Grebe. He's taking the mic and is now going to officially announce the start of tonight's fight.
Yeah, looking at the table of referees, at our main table we have Sensei Anne. Also from George, she's going to be one of the head coaches or head referees for the evening, along with Shian Natasha. Both of these ladies has been in the sport for, well, as long as I can remember, before my time, definitely. And both of them very, very well versed in the martial arts.
Jerry, on the point scoring, how do they score points in a fight like this?
So just to refresh that, points are awarded for punches and kicks, everything above the belt. A sweep is also allowed, although we very seldom see it utilized. But a sweep means you basically take the guy's feet out underneath him. It's not seen as a kick. But yeah, most of your points are scored above the belt. A punch to the body, a punch to the head, and a kick to the body. All three of those will be awarded 1 point. When you are looking at a kick to the head, you will be awarded 2 points. And an elevated kick to the head, meaning a jumping kick, will be awarded 3 points. So those high-risk maneuvers, they can gain extra points, but remember that takes a lot of energy from your opponents, or from the fighters, so you have to also limit the amount of jumping attempts you have.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening from Grebe's Kickboxing and Eden Kickboxing representing Rise of the Champions. A warm welcome to everybody. Coming in is the first group of fighters. These are the guys coming out of the red corner. the vision here is to uplift our Tatami fighters to a next level. This is history in the making. Tonight is the first time in the Western Cape that we are doing a Tatami fight night. Give them a round of applause. Now, to make this happen, we have partners. So tonight we want to thank you, some of our partners that's making this possible. So tonight we want to say thank you to Alert Patrol. Give them a round of applause. I'm going to say thank you to P&A. We want to say thank you to Ford Oudtshoorn. We want to say thank you to SASL. I'm going to say thank you to Buco. I'm going to say thank you to South Cape Wireless. I'm going to say thank you to DCash. Oudtshoorn Municipality. Boshoff Bouwmaterialen. And also partnering tonight also with us, Heartbeat TV. Thank you. And with Heartbeat TV, we will have also somebody, it's going to be on the radio for us, JD. He's going to do the commentary for us. JD, Glenister, thank you so much. From Meerkats. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, I'd like to introduce you to the fighters. From out the red corner, we have Rudolf Prinsloo. Put up your hand, Rudolf. Out of the blue corner, Lucas van Rooyen. Out of the red corner, Rion Lombard. Out of the blue corner, Stian Jonker. Out of the red corner, Aiden Bruiners. Out of the blue corner, Kino Boysen. Out of the red corner, Misha de Villiers. Out of the blue corner, Eden Blieke. Out of the red corner, Divan van Deventer. Out of the blue corner, Brody Solomons. Out of the red corner, Dirk Harold Mostert. Out of the blue corner, Dean de Villiers. Out of the red corner, Dian Bosman. Sorry. Yeah, that was a redraw, sorry. Late minute redraw there. The next one up, Aiden Snyman. Out of the red corner. Out of the blue corner, Simon Greef. Out of the red corner, Nathan van Koller. Out of the blue corner, Divan Rademeyer. Out of the red corner, Seth van Koller. Out of the blue corner, Vian Grebe. Out of the red corner, Leighton Jansen. Out of the blue corner, Genovan Fortuin. Out of the red corner, Zane Slinger. Blue corner, Sino Ali. Red corner, Bradley Carlsen. Blue corner, Keegan Olpas. Red corner, Joshua Dupree. Blue corner, Nexus Lurie. Red corner, Lutz Springborn. Blue corner, Lucy Pisonic. Sorry. And the last fights of the evening, out of the red corner, Francois Strijdom. Blue corner, Guy Blieke. Ladies and gentlemen, although we're doing a combat sport, part of this is discipline, and we don't fight one another because we're angry. We fight one another out of a sporting perspective. This is what we do. Some go bowling, some go rugby. We do fighting, but we still love one another. So tonight we're going to turn to your partner, your opponent, and say good luck. Gee hom 'n drukkie. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing tonight the discipline of Tatami. We have 3 disciplines. We're going to do points fighting, we're going to do light contact, and we're going to do kick light. So through the evening, you will see different disciplines from different athletes. The points fighting is going to be first to score. Continuous is like, the boxing. We'll go round for round and they would flow. And the kick light, you'll see the guys walking in the shorts and they go for the low kicks above the knee, just below the belt. But as you follow, you will see. Let's give these guys another round of applause and say good luck. Okay, fighters, are you ready? You guys can get back, get ready. We'll see you back here. The first guys got 5 minutes. Are you ready, look guys? Okay, let's go.
The announcements of the fights tonight and all the participants, and everybody is excited and going back to the cloakrooms, and the first fights are getting ready for tonight's bout.
So our first couple of fights, Christo, will most probably be the toddlers, the youngsters. I wouldn't say toddlers, but they are young students by now. And that will be points fighting. So as Ranger has just pointed out, points fighting is first to score. And then the first student to reach a score of 10. So a total of 10 points, you take the victory. Or if you can lead by a total of 10 points. So say your opponent has 2 points, you have 12 points. That means that you will take the victory. The scoring system works exactly the same. Like I've said, 1 point for a punch to the body, a punch to the head, and a kick to the body will all be scored for 1 point. A kick to the head will be scored 2 points, and an elevated kick to the head will be scored at 3 points. So these will be the first couple of rounds. I'm sure the youngsters, we don't let them go full out continues just yet. And then as the night progresses, we'll go into the continues, as Rangers pointed out, where it's more of a continued fight. Let's hand over to Ranger.
We also want to say thank you to Shia Natasha. She's our president of Eden Kickboxing. And with her, Shian Ann van der Merwe. Let's give them also a round of applause. Say thank you for their help. And all these guys in the white, they are officials. Guys, just stand. Say thank you to them as well. Give them also a round of applause. Well done, guys. And also the people I do not want to work tonight is our medics, Frontier Medics. Thank you for you guys. Give them a round of applause as well. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start, I think, 5 minutes. They will come out. And guys, you can cheer, you can have fun with us and encourage all these athletes tonight. Thank you so much.
From now, the first fight, and we will be ready for tonight's events. How many rounds do they go?
I'm not sure how this event will be scored, but it is generally only 2 rounds for most of the cases, especially with the youngsters. With your continues and your quick light, you'll generally do a 3-round with your more senior fighters. So we'll see how the evening goes, but I'm reckoning the first couple of rounds will be for the juniors, and it will be 2 rounds per fight.
And how long is it in minutes?
Once again, also this is variable, but it should be for the youngsters about 1.5 minutes per round, and for your more senior fighters 2 minutes per round.
Yeah, we saw in the preliminary fights that took place, which was called the Battle of the Karoos. One of the fighters actually got so nauseous while he was fighting, he actually threw up.
Yes, that happens.
So because it was intense. It was quite intense.
Listen, you're going into a ring, and now obviously the goal of tonight is not physically to maim your opponent. It is a light contact event tonight, so the knockouts do happen, right? Accidents do happen. But the goal is not to hurt your opponent. But it's still, you're going on to, we call this a tatami, a ring, and you are there to fight your opponent. And it takes a lot of guts just to show up, never mind to start swinging some fists or sending out some kicks. So great respect to each one of these fighters that show up, especially with these youngsters. Some of them might be one of their first fights ever, especially on this scale, because generally, like you saw this morning with the Battle of Karoo, that was one of our local events where a lot of the area clubs come together and we all fight together just to get the kids some experience, or the students some fighting experience, for the bigger events like the Western Cape Champs, the SA Champs, and then obviously on a global scale when we fight overseas. If you go overseas without any prior fighting experience, the nerves can get you. So these fights that we do, these pre-fights, first of all, is to challenge these students. Obviously, they need to get their rankings down, but also just to calm the nerves so that when you go into that fight, it won't be the first time you do it. Because fighting during a training at club and fighting on a stage like this, where you've got more than 100 people looking at you, cheering at you, the noise is coming in from the sides, it can be intimidating. Some of these guys, their ears shut down and they don't even hear what their side coach is giving when their side coach is giving instructions. So yeah, it is going to be pretty nice for these youngsters to get this type of experience.
Yeah, while Dricus, speaking about Dricus du Plessis, who is now the world champion in cage fighting, the UFC. This program is called The Rise of the Champion. He actually mentioned in one of his interviews that he started at a very young age. So tonight we might be looking at a second Dricus du Plessis.
Upcoming Dricus, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Champions get born on nights like this. And the crowd is also growing. And it seems like that it's going to be a wonderful evening. Yeah, in Oudtshoorn, weather fine. It was fair today, although it feels a bit humid inside the hall. We are in the Jagers Sports Complex in Oudtshoorn, which is quite a nice hall for an event like this.
Oh, very open, and it's quite central in town.
Yeah, we have Sean. He's just checked on us for some water. Thank you very much. We are live. You want to say something to our people out there?
Yeah, just enjoy it.
That's great stuff. There, the lights are dimmed, and it seems to me that the action is now going to take place. First fights are ready.
Our first fight will be Rudolf Prinsloo from De Venus versus Lucas from Rooyen from Grebe. Now, this is not the Lucas I was thinking about earlier on. This is a much younger version of the Lucas that I was thinking of. But these kids are 8 years old and 10 years old respectively. So some youngsters will be seeing them in action.
Wow, we just received some water. The Battle of the Karoo water. That's great stuff.
Yeah, any water around here is good.
Yeah.
Those of you guys that don't know, Oudtshoorn is located in a very dry area of southern Africa. It's classed as a semi-desert arid area. Average rainfall in this area should be around 200 to 250 milliliters of rain per year. Compared to our neighbors, where Christo and them are from, 800 to 1,500 milliliters of rain per year in the George district. So a big difference in the environment, and we are only about 50 kilometers apart when you're driving via the road.
Absolutely.
I was over in George just earlier today for some other business, and the weather down there was very, very, very moderate, nice and cool temperatures. Whereas, as you said, Oudtshoorn was much warmer. So the climate difference in a small area like that is crazy.
Yeah. Maybe the people watching currently, you can leave us a comment. From where are you watching? When we did the Titans box night, there were people from overseas that logged in at that event.
Yes, I saw a comment earlier on from the US, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got some comments saying SASL boys coming for the wins. Kieran. We've got Franklin saying go Dirk Harold. We had a comment earlier on also about Dirk Harold. We've got Eva von Allerman, SKA, let's go G. And then Dirk Harold, let's go. Another go SKA. So send your comments through, guys. We'll
tell us where you're watching from. Our streaming is a platform that is worldwide. So if you have somebody maybe in other parts of the world, send them this link, share it to them.
Go G and Eden Bleeker. All right, Elizabeth Elsa Bleeker. So it seems like one of the family members coming in the comment section there.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Excitement here in the Jagers complex. We are live from Oudtshoorn. Heartbeat TV is the platform.
Christo, it's been a long day already. Some of these fighters have had multiple fights earlier during the day. So with the Battle of the Karoo, it's one of your events that you need to compete in so that you can qualify for our local event, which is the Eden Champs, and then go on to the Western Cape Champs. So yes, bit by bit, these guys have been fighting during the day, and if they're not fighting, they are often also coaching their fellow students. So a day like this can take its toll on your body. Hopefully these guys will come up, and as soon as they're on that ring, or in the ring, or on the tatami rather, the adrenaline will kick in and we'll see them go full force.
Elizabeth say, yes, a very, very proud mom and grandma.
Here we go. Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate it.
Yeah, tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're from, where you're watching from. Maybe some of these are overseas, maybe are local. Let's have a look. Officials are in the middle of the what do you call this?
A tatami.
A tatami.
Yeah.
Waiting for the opponents to come.
Easiest word is just the mat. Everyone talks about the mat.
That's it, the mat would be. Ja, as jy ingeskakel is op HP TV, ons is regstreeks hier vanaf Oudtshoorn van die Jagerskompleks.
From the Venus Kickboxing in George, Rudolph Prinsloo.
How to happen?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are the first fight up. These guys will be fighting a light contact fight.
Ja, hier was 'n comment van Johan van Deventer. Hy sê go Divan van Deventer, ons papa en tannie Cindy van Deventer. Kyk hier uit Louis Strigard.
We also had a comment earlier on from Reinhard Westrad, which we missed. There are 2 SKA clubs, Sports Kickboxing Academy and Strijdom Kickboxing Academy. Now that's Francois Strijdom, which will be in our final fight of the night. He is actually the head coach of the SKA.
Yeah, quite profound people here tonight. As we said, this is a champions in the rising.
That's it, young champions in the making. And as you can see, these guys barely over a meter tall, and yet they are ready to step in the ring and give it their all. And Ranger just announced that this will be a light contact fight, which means it will be the points division. You'll see extra safety precautions being taken, especially with these youngsters. They have their helmets, gloves, they'll have shin padding on, feet padding, and then obviously the groin guards to protect the future generation of our fighters. And then now something new that I have not seen before, but they will have full
a shielded face. Yeah, I also saw that today. Yeah,
really interesting, and it just shows you how we are going and working the way forward to ensure the safety of our young fighters.
Yeah, and even with all that gear, you know, to still do the fight is something remarkable.
No, when you're in there, you forget about the gear. You don't realize you have it on. All you see is the opponent in front of you.
Sy Lucinda Jonker, sy is ook besig om te kyk. Everybody's ready. The ref is giving the rules and regulations. And the main commentary will be with JD. Thank you, JD, for being here tonight and bringing us this commentary.
All right, we have our center ref giving the final instructions. The fighters touch gloves and they are ready. The fight is given. All right, so this seems like a continuous fight. It's not a points fight like we're expecting. These kids are giving it all. Some nice side kicks being given by the fighter in blue. Once the fighter is down, they will stop the fight and reinitiate the fight. You'll see they wipe off the gloves, making sure there's no dust that can go into the opponent's eyes. Beautiful little side kicks. You can see fighter in blue is keeping his distance, making sure that the opponent, the fighter in red, cannot get close. Referee giving some instructions there, saying not to leave the ring, not to exit onto the red environment. Beautiful punches. Fighter in red is trying to march forward. Look at those side kicks coming in. Beautiful kicks from fighter in blue. This little guy has got great posture when it comes to fighting, even trying a nice little jumping punch. And you can see great combination with kicks and punches. This is called kickboxing, so you have to have the combinations. Little fighter in red is relentless, even with everything being thrown to him. It looks like fighter in blue has the upper hand, but the aggression from the fighter in red is going to get to fighter in blue eventually. Nice little uppercuts coming in from the fighter in red. More side kicks. You can see wiping off the gloves, making sure there's no dust. Beautiful little jumping punch to the head.
You also hear the parents commentary well with us.
Parents will always be your number one
great
supporter
stuff,
when it
great
comes
stuff.
to our fighters, especially with these young ones. All right, that was beautiful. So looking at these fights, the fighter in red is relentless. He carries on going, pushing forward. Fighter in blue takes his time, picks his shots a little bit more. Beautiful side kicks to keep his distance. And we have a short break now before the fight continues. Back to the commentary, Janine Westraat says, "You got this, Sensei G, Eden, Nexus and Lodza. Really wish we could be there, make SKA proud." Wesley Jeffrey saying, "MHK, the Mile High Kickboxing. Let's go, Siano Ali and Josh Dupria. Our club is super proud." All right, round 2 is about to begin. Making sure all the judges are ready and the fight commences. You can hear the parents shouting out instructions from behind all the while. You can see fighter in red is actually chasing fighter in blue. And what the ref is now saying is that, first of all, he mentioned fighter in blue is not allowed to turn his back. You're not allowed to turn your back on your opponent. And then fighter in red is not supposed to keep his arm extended. Now you can see these little fighters are not holding back. They are giving it their all. Great punches coming in from our little fighter in blue. Fighter in red trying to stand his ground over there. Wiping off of the gloves. And a quick word from the ref just to sort out some of the rules, and off they go again. Beautiful little combination from fighter in red there. Starting off with a little roundhouse kick and then following with a jab. Fighter in red only using the one hand. Now he's coming in with the next one. Nice little side kick. And then fighter in red is going at it now. This fighter in red is definitely not tired just yet. Beautiful jab crosses, full-on combinations, non-stop coming in from our fighter in red. Fighter in blue, dropping his head and marching forward, trying to drill through his opponent. Referee giving a first official warning to fighter in blue. And time is over. But fighter in blue getting an official warning for dropping his head, not looking at his opponent. But that is the end of the fight.
Well done, well done, well done.
So like I said,
ladies and
2
gentlemen,
rounds.
You will see they have safety gear on them. We have face shields, foot padding, shin padding, and boxing gloves. So what is amazing about this night, we give the little guys the opportunities to do this under these amazing areas. So give them a big round of applause. Well done, guys! Now, was that they will score with punching and kicking techniques. And after the 2 rounds, we have scored a winner. And the winner is out of the red corner.
Our fighter from GKC, Lucas from Royan. Oh, not GKC, sorry, Rudolf Prinsloo. I'm sorry about that. Rudolf Prinsloo from the Venus. Now the points will be awarded for the sheer volume of punches thrown by our young Rudolf. So loads of punches being thrown there, great combinations. There we go.
JD, when they announce the winner, then we're going to mute the music. So we must announce the winner. All right.
Sorry, say that again.
When the MC is announcing the winner,
Yeah.
we are muting the music
Okay, yes.
because they gave us a strike. So
Already?
yeah.
Oh.
Wel, ons is regstreeks hier vanaf Oudtshoorn, die Jagerskompleks. The Rise of the Champions is die toernooi se naam. En daar is ons eerste wenner.
Beautiful from our two young fighters here, Rudolf Plinser as our winner and runner-up Lucas from Royen. Great heart shown by these two young fighters.
Yeah, next fight is coming in. It's on the Philippines. Out of the red corner, out of Grebe's Kickboxing, Rion Lombard.
With the quick fuse, I was uptight.
Wel, daar is hy, tweede geveg is aan die kom. Hier kom die twee jong seuns gereed vir vanaand se toernooi.
Hierdie
Wel,
fighters is beide 10 jaar oud.
Stian Lochner.
See these fighters or coaches giving their final words of advice to the young fighters, making sure all the equipment is ready. You'll see that the referees will also be going through all your gear, making sure that everything is present, especially your mouth guard, your groin guard, making sure everything is sitting tight to ensure the safety of our young fighters, both aged 10 and both of them fighting out of the same club, namely Grebe's Kickboxing, the local club here in Oudtshoorn.
Yeah, we're just saying to our viewers, you'll find that the music, we mute the music because we don't have the copyright of the music being played. But this is a live tournament, and so it might sound that it cuts off. That is just due to the kind of music that is being played.
These guys have something in their elbows. Now, they will be fighting a points fight. This is a bit different than the live contact you've seen. So what we're going to do now, as one clear score, we will stop and award the point. With this points fighting, we have elbow pads. It's just one more to the safety gear. So guys, are you ready? This will be a points fight.
All right, so with this you will see the fighters take on a different stance as well. They won't be forward facing like normally, like you see a standard fighter do, but they will be, for the most part, in a side stance. That will make sure that your target is smaller for the opponent to hit, and also it allows you for quicker movements for jumping in and out, for the most famous word that we use as the blitz, something that Driekus is also quite famous for. You'll see the points being awarded for our fighter in red, first point going to him. Beautiful little attempt at a roundhouse kick there from our fighter in red. Fighter in blue trying to form back the fighter in red, but fighter in red with a beautiful little counter jab to the body, scoring that point. Oh, beautiful blitz coming in from our fighter in red. Our little, what is it, Rion. Oh, beautiful. The counter coming in from fighter in blue, scoring his first point of the match. A little blitz attempt coming in from fighter in red, and he scores his point. He's scored most of his points with the hands, so the hands doing the work. People often don't realize your feet is long, you can get a ranged attack, but hands are much quicker. Oh, another blitz. See these blitzes coming in from the fighter in red. You will see the score in the background there. I'm struggling to see the score in blue, but fighter in red has 5 points. I think fighter in blue by now has multiple points, although I only see 1 point awarded. Another point awarded to fighter in red, sitting at 6 points. Remember, it is first to lead by 10.
Well, thank you for the viewers that are tuned in to Heartbeat TV. We see Estelle Shaw is also watching, and Mr. Avril Arons is also watching. He's the CEO of Heartbeat TV.
Oh, great. Welcome, welcome. So that was the halftime of our first fight. And remember, score has to be either lead by 10 points or at the top scorer at the end of the 2 rounds. So far, the fighter in red has been utilizing his blitz, using his hands. I don't think he has had a single point scored with the feet, whereas your fighter in blue is attempting a lot of side kicks, machine gun kicks as we call them, when you keep your leg up and just launch out. All right, we are ready for round 2. Judges ready, and fight has started. See that fight stance? That was another punch awarded. There was a punch landed from blue, but it was slightly after punch from fighter in red. Beautiful feet movement coming in from our fighter in red. Now the main referee just saw a point there, but nobody else saw the point, so the point will not be awarded. Point for fighter in red. You can see fighter in red utilizing the ring, moving around in circles, making sure he doesn't get trapped in a corner. Fighter in blue seems to be the aggressor in this fight, but fighter in red is able to counter these attacks coming in from him. Some fighters do prefer to be on the aggressive side, and some fighters love to use the counter. And it seems like our little fighter in red loves his counter, and he has been utilizing it quite well compared with his blitz, which is lightning fast. He's been landing those blitzes quite a lot with that lead hand blitz. Right, score currently 11-3, 11 points for red, 3 points coming in for fighter in blue. Again, another point scored and not being seen by the other refs, so it is then not awarded. You remember, you're fighting at different angles. From your angle, it might look like someone has scored, but from another judge's angle, that looks completely different. That is the end of this fight, and the fight will then be awarded to fighter in red for scoring the most points at the end of the round.
Keep laughing in my classes.
Hy is die wenner van hierdie toernooi. Sportmangees is baie mooi. Sportmangees is baie mooi.
That is the thing with martial arts. We don't fight from aggression. You fight, as Ranger has said, in the spirit of the sport. And you will find that most of your martial artists in general are known to be more calm, more relaxed, open-minded when it comes to fights. There is obviously some bad apples in the martial arts department, but that could be said of any sporting event. So for the most part, the martial artists are known to be very respectful culture and in nature. Very calm, relaxing. I see they are breaking up the tatami at the moment. Let us see what is going to be the reasoning here. So they're taking out the center lines forming across in the middle. Okay, so they're making the tatami one square smaller basically. Now the reasoning for that is, it is often confusing to the fighters. When we fight, there's usually the tatami, the mat. And once you go off the mat, that is seen as a fault, a foul. You're not allowed to move off the mat. Now what they have done in this previous setup is they had a red ring around the outer edge. The red ring was seen as the out, but the fighters are not used to it, so they kept on running into the red, meaning it's actually a foul, but it is because that is what they are used to. You're allowed to use the full extent of the tatami or the mat. So just to make it a little bit more clear for our fighters, they are now bringing the tatami size back to normal.
Okay. Yeah, so now it's not confusing anymore. And because a guy can actually lose a point thinking that he is still in the ring, but he's actually out.
Exactly. Especially in the points division like we just fought now. If you do a blitz, now for the younger kids, obviously it's a bit easier. They're not as heavy as us big guys. But when you do a blitz, you put your whole body, your weight, everything into it to make it as fast as possible. And if you blitz, you score a point, but you end up off of the tatami or off of the mat, you lose that point because the fight needs to be in control. Everything about tonight's fights means you need to be in control. There's no heavy swings coming from behind the back. Everything is front and centered. So we try and, show a beautiful side of the fighting scene. And if your technique isn't 100%, you might not be awarded the point.
Wel, as jy ingeskakel is op HBTV, dan kyk jy nou na die Rise of the Champions toernooi wat regstreeks uit ons Oudtshoorn aangebied word deur Grebe Kickboxing Club en die Suid-Afrikaanse South African Sports League. En dan is daar 'n paar sponsors wat ons ook voor dankie sê. Bilco, Alert Patrol, Wireless, South Cape Wireless, om van 'n paar te noem. Hulle is almal deel wat dit moontlik maak vir 'n aand soos hierdie. Sponsors baie belangrik. So jy kan ook altyd net vir Heartbeat TV kontak as jy ook sulke sporttoernooie wil hou en enige plek in die land kan ons dit ook vir jou kom livestream. Livestream currently is on Oudtshoorn nie te staan saam, George nie te staan saam. Dit is ook op Sportsbeat en Basraak TV. So die platform op die oomblik is in die omgewing van 'n moontlikheid van 350-400,000 mense wat daarna sal kan kyk as hulle wou.
Dis great. As hulle kan inteken op daai Oudtshoorn te staan saam, Georgie te staan saam. Obviously die vegkuns is nie vir almal nie, maar baie mense geniet dit, veral in 'n beheerde omgewing soos wat ons dit hier voor ons het. Daar's geen aggressie, geen gewelddadigheid nie. Alles is in goeie sportmangees, soos ons al klaar gesien het van die kleintjies af. En ons sal dit later sien met die grootes ook, soos hulle die voorbeeld stel vir ons jong generasie.
Ja, en definitief is daar definitief ook 'n uitbreiding in hierdie sport. Ons sien dat so rukkie terug Driekus Du Plessis 'n wêreldkampioen geword het in 'n soortgelyke tipe sport. En is dit aansporing vir kinders om in 'n tyd soos hierdie in hierdie sport belang te stel. Ons het vroeër in die dag het ons 'n bietjie onderhoude gevoer met Ranger Grebe en ook met Sean, en hulle het albei gesê dat die ontwikkeling wat dit bring vir die kinders is iets geweldig, want hulle leer selfkontrol, hulle leer dissipline, hulle leer om hulle self te kan verdedig, en dit is 'n wonderlike ding vir die oomblik waarin ons nou beleef, want ons sien dat die jong geslag van vandag maar meer voor die televisie en voor die TV games sit. Nou jy self 'n gamer.
Ek is self 'n gamer, maar ek vind jy moet goeie balans hê in lewe. Ietsie van alles. Ek sê altyd vir mense, jy kan my heeldag hier buite in Oudtshoorn se veld los. Ek sal plante en goggas eet sodat dit goed gaan. Jy kan my by die kus los. Ek sal heeldag vis vang, surf en spearfish. Of jy kan my heeldag voor die rekenaar los en ek kan game. Maar ek vind 'n goeie balans is baie nodig.
After this break, we will have full momentum because we just have to change the mat sizing to the bigger guys so that it can fit them. But just before we go on to the next round, we want to say thank you to one of our partners, Dcash. And they are really doing a big effort in helping us to grow our sport. I want to ask John de Villiers to receive a gift. This is from from Battle of the Continents, SA versus Canada, that actually birthed this idea. We want to say, John, DCAS, thank you so much for you guys have done for us, and I hope that you guys will partner with us in the future as well. Please give this to Dr. Lindenbauer. Thank you, John.
Walk this way.
Dinge, kom ons praat eens 'n bietjie oor dit.
Privaat, ons huidiglik doen ons die meerkatoere in Oudtshoorn, 5 Shy Meerkats. Grotendeels gemik op die buitelandse mark, maar vir die locals, as julle wil inkom, laat weet ons doen toere vroegoggend met son op, so partykeer so vroeg as 5:00 die oggend is hulle in die veld, en dan wag ons vir die klein meerkatjies om uit hulle gate uit te kom. So dit is huidiglik my werk, besit die besigheid, maar buiten dit is ek altyd betrokke met enigiets in die buitelewe. Ons doen podcast met gidse om meer blootstelling te kry aan die gidse van Suid-Afrika en die verskeidenheid werke wat hulle doen in die agtergrond, soos ook met enigiets dierelewe te doen. Onlangs baie te doen met Ubuntu. Ubuntu is jy kan basies dit vergelyk met 'n aftreeoord vir ons groot katte soos leeu's en tiere. So ook altyd goed om al ons local besighede te ondersteun vir alles hulle met diere werk.
From Grebe's Kickboxing, Aiden Breiners.
My shadow, wanna jump up in my Lamborghini Gallardo, maybe go to my place and
From DMF, George Kino Boyson.
Ja, ons is regstreeks hier vanaf ons Oudtshoorn se sportkompleks, die Jagersportkompleks, en ons sien dat Kiran Tarquin,
Ja.
hy sê South African Sports League is their favorite.
Klomp uitroeptekens, so sy skree volle bors vir SASL, ons local club hier in George, daar aan die hele kant van die berg. En ons is huidiglik vir Aiden Breiners, ouderdom 11, teen Keanu Boyson, ouderdom 12. Soos dit light contact, dit is weer waar hulle aanhoudend beklei. The continuous fight, as we call it, where they will be awarded for points. It's just a normal fight where punches, kicks, everything goes, no stoppage mid-fight, and your side judges will be counting up each individual point as they go. And the fight is about to start.
That's
Off we
it.
go. So a fighter in red, fighter in blue. First punch landed from fighter in blue. Nice little side kick to drop the fighter in red. Just a body shot, kept him off balance. Beautiful counter punch from a fighter in red coming in there. A little right cross. You see these two fighters are actually fighting very intelligently, sizing each other up. It's not just a maul and brawl, but they go in, land whatever blow they want or combination they try, and then exit again and sum up what is going to happen next. Beautiful jab cross combo there from our fighter in red. Oh, nice little side kick. Both of them colliding over there, each landing a hit of their own. You can see the crowd going wild behind us, getting alive, joining in the action. Nice little combo landed from fighter in blue. Jab cross to the head. Nice side kick attempts coming in from these guys. Now also note that a side kick given to the arm of the opponent is seen as a block, and the points will not be awarded for a side kick or any kick like that. The whatever attempt is given, if it's a kick or a punch, needs to land flush. A punch to the glove or something like that does not count. It has to make contact with the body. So like you just saw fighter in red kicking the hands of fighter in blue, those attempts will not score points. And that is the end of round one fighters will go back to the represented corners and get some advice from the judges. or
So
from
there's
their
that
corner
little
judges.
red bag that they threw in there, that actually
That is
a
the signal. That is the signal that half time is there or the timer is ended. So either the fight has ended, but the referee will be keeping an eye on that and then giving the call out.
Some of our sponsors, thank you to Ford Oudtshoorn and to Boss of Building Materials here in Oudtshoorn. They're also part of the sponsorship here tonight, making it happen in Oudtshoorn for these youngsters to experience something that is out of the ordinary, participating and crowd busy watching the fight.
Right, round 2 takes off. Fighters sizing each other up. And let's see. Oh, exchanging some kicks. Neither of the kicks would have counted points, but it is good to discourage your opponent. Both fighters going down there, you'll see wiping of the gloves, getting rid of all excess dust. You don't want that dust or sand going into your opponent's eyes. That is seen as a very bad, shall I say, sportsmanship. So make sure your gloves are clean. Oh, beautiful little counter. It looked like fighter in blue wanted to jump in, and fighter in red stopped it right in his tracks, but then shortly followed up by fighter in blue, going on the assault again. A lot of dancing going on, sizing each other up. Now, you'll see that fighter in red loves to lead with the roundhouse or a form of a rear leg kick, and then follow up with the hands if the kick lands. So kick, and then double punches. He loves the counter as well. He waits for fighter in blue to give the punches and then follows it. Fighter in blue is taken on the lead now, trying to lead and aggressive. That was kind of a low kick, nice double kick coming in from fighter red. Fighter in blue launches in with an assault of his own. We've got great commentary from the parents in the background over here. Parents again screaming for their children and trying to give as best advice as they can. And that is the end of round 2 and also the end of our fight. Well done by both these fighters. Young Aiden, who is fighting for the Rangers Club or Grebe's Club. And then we also have Keanu Boyson from DMF. Well done to both these fighters. Aged 11 for Aiden Breiners and aged 12 for Keanu Boyson. These young fighters weighed in at, what was that, 50.4 kilograms, 31.1 for Aiden Breiners, and Keanu Boyson weighing in at 33 kilograms. That's about a quarter of what I weigh, Chris.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we just want to say thank you to Alert Patrol. They're also one of the main sponsors here tonight, making this event happen. We've just placed their logo also on the view. So that's great stuff. Great sportsmanship under these children.
So that is young Aiden Breiners taking the gold medal for this fight. Beautifully done. I'm pretty sure this was a very close fight to score. Both fighters landed pretty close to equal scores if I was judging on the side. But obviously from our angle, we might not see everything that the judges see. Young Aiden Breiners is the cousin of one of our fighters that will be fighting later tonight, one of the more senior fighters, Genovan Fortuin.
Now they're going to receive their trophies.
Beautiful trophies that they are getting.
Very,
A lot of
very
work, a lot of effort being put in to make these kids feel very special.
Aiden Breiners, well done. Yeah, you can see on the back of their garments that they have on, it says here, Jesus at the back. This kickboxing club in Oudtshoorn, Grebe's Kickboxing, also has a fundamental impact in the children here and teaching them all the ways of Jesus as well while they're participating in the sports.
Next up is a point from Grebe's Kickboxing out
Yeah, the next bout is going to happen. Referee and the coaches are getting ready, so we can see what is happening in this next one.
So it is young Divan van Deventer fighting versus Brody Solman. Divan van Deventer from Clevis, Brody from DMF.
Quite a bit of excitement when they come from the dressing room.
You can see these fighters are a lot bigger than the previous fighters. These young fighters weigh in at a whopping 50 kilograms. So a bit more lanky. They are aged 13 for Divan van Deventer and 15 for Brody Solomon. So a 2-year difference between these fighters, but both of them coming in at 54 kilograms for Divan and Brody Solomons at 51 kilograms. Let's see, it is going to be another points fight. So we're assuming another parent or a family member here.
Yeah,
And
49.
the referee in charge sending it in.
49 watching.
You can see a lot of kicks coming in from our fighter in blue from the DMF club. These fighters you can see are a lot more active, moving around a lot more. And the first to score is our fighter in red, Divan van Deventer. Now you can see a lot of swinging of the hands. The hands are not held up high like you would see in a traditional fight. It is there because you want to confuse your opponent. You are trying to get an opening to land a score. Both of them jumping in with a side kick there. Your fighter in blue, DMF, is jumping in.
It's quite a style.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining fight style to watch because of the flashiness of the moves. So far, fighter in blue has been awarded 2 points, fighter in red 1 point. Next point, so second point for fighter in blue here, red here, sorry. You can see your fighter in blue seems like the aggressor over here, fighter in red standing on the defense, waiting for the counter. A lot of spinning happening in these fights as well. Like I said, a little bit more flashy. Fighter in blue scoring a point.
I can quite see why there must be 2 referees.
You got 3. You got a center ref and 2 side referees. All of them keeping eyes on these quick maneuvers. Like you can see, a nice little overhand from the front hand over there from our fighter in red, Divan.
That was time.
At half time, your score is equal 3-3. Both these fighters doing really, really well.
Ja, Stefan Jonker is ook bezig om te kyk. Tans op Heartbeat TV, Heartbeat Live. As jy maandag of in die week verder wil kyk, kan jy net na Heartbeat Live toe gaan op YouTube. Daar sal ons 'n geredigeerde weergawe vir jou opsit. Johan van Deventer, sy trotse pa, ja.
Now you can see the coaches giving advice, telling these coaches, because from an outside perspective, you see a lot more when your fighter is fighting. When you're fighting, you're in the moment, you don't always see the openings that are coming in. And you can see here the referee is also giving the warning to fighter in red. We've seen a couple of swinging attempts from his rear hand, which comes in from too far behind. It needs to come in from the front of you. Like we've mentioned earlier on, we go for the professional look here, and all your punches need to be from the front of you. No extra hard contact. Center referee having a quick word with the side referees. Point awarded for fighter in red. So he's leading at 4-3 at the moment. Nice jumping attempt coming in from the fighter in blue, but he had already landed when scoring the point, so only 1 point will be awarded. Another point given to our fighter in blue, so he is now leading 5-4. You can see fighter in blue seeming a lot more comfortable in the second half. Sending in, standing in. All right, we have a quick equipment failure coming in from fighter in red. Just the toe unhooking from its link up in the boot, and the fight continues. You can see these fighters in their side stance bouncing, and then the kick landing to the body there being awarded to fighter in blue. You can see Divan trying to stride the aggression. And there we have it where I said earlier on, if your fighter falls, if he loses balance, he will not be awarded the point. And that is what happened to our fighter in red over there. Another swinging rear hand. Let's see what the referee says here. First official warning for a swinging punch coming in from the rear. Remember, all your punches need to come in from the front of you. You can't swing from behind. Oh, beautiful little jumping blitz coming in from our fighter in red.
This is quite a fight.
Yeah, definitely. A very close fight so far. 6-5 for the fighter in blue. Another equipment failure, quickly strapping up that boot again. Sometimes the straps get caught on your opponent. Now, for that point, you can see only one referee seen that point, nobody else, which then generally means that the point will not be awarded. So it goes, if two referees sees the point, one doesn't, they will still award the point as long as both the referees are pointing at the same point. Because sometimes multiple maneuvers are thrown, multiple punches or kicks are thrown, so they need to all see the same punch. If one referee saw a punch to the head and one referee saw a kick to the body, both of them from the same fighter, the point will not be awarded because both referees had seen a different technique. Right,
As jy ingeskakel is, ons is regstreeks vanaf ons Oudtshoorn se sportskompleks, die Jagers Complex Rising of the Champions, Kickboxing.
Right, multiple kicks being thrown from our fighter in blue. Most of these points not going in. Once again, kick seen landed by fighter in blue, by the one referee, but by no one else. Beautiful blitz coming in from our fighter in red. The score is equal and it is almost time. It is time. So half time, both at 6-6. Now it's sudden death. First to score. That is how they will solve this tiebreaker. So there will be no time limit in this next section, but it will be the first to score no matter how many points you score. Could be a punch, could be a kick. But as long as you score, you will be awarded the victory. The easiest point to score in a situation like this is the blitz. As soon as that bell goes off, launch in for the blitz, try and catch your opponent off guard. And both referees seeing a fight. Oh, so it's not first to score. It seems like they have going for an extra round here. Rules might have changed over the course of the years. I haven't fought since 2018. All right, we're going at 8-7 for this fighter in blue. Another swinging punch coming in from fighter in red, not being awarded. Jumping side kick. Oh, nice rear hand coming in from fighter in red. The score at a level 8-8. It is electric behind us, guys. You can hear the crowd going crazy at the moment. Referee sees only one punch. Again, only one referee seeing the point, so no points being awarded. Oh, beautiful! Launching in with the front hand, landing with the rear hand, coming in from a fighter in red. Point awarded for fighter in red. Score currently 8-9 for the fighter in red. Time being given, no point being awarded for that last technique, and that means that our fighter in red has taken the victory. What an amazing fight. Very close from these two fighters. Big round of applause.
Ja, dit was groot opgewondenheid hier in Oudtshoorn met die Rising of the Champions toernooi, kickboxing. En hierdie geveg wat ons nou net gekyk het was uitstekend. Die skare hier het nogal lekker saam gepraat en ons sien dat die twee mannetjies wat hier deelgeneem het hulle goed van hulle taak gekwyt. Tans gaan hulle nou net regmaak vir die oorhandiging van hulle trofees. As jy ingeskakel is, hierdie is HPTV. Ek is seker dat die event is besig om warm te word.
Yeah, as the night gets younger or older, you'll also have the older opponents that will be showing more flashy techniques. As you've just seen from these two fighters, amazing techniques coming in from both of them. Beautiful kicks. Everything looks more professional, more well organized from these fighters. Evidence is in the pudding.
Ja, dis nou die oorhandiging van die trofees.
You guys that are voting for this one winner, so the runner-up out of the blue corner,
Yeah, well done, well done. That was it's a well done second place.
Oh, definitely. Very close. Final score ended up being something like 9-8. So 1 point difference between the two fighters. Very interesting. The coach for young Divan, his coach was Sensei Francois. Sensei Francois being our final fight of the night as well tonight.
Johan van Deventer sê lekker die one. Well done.
Sensei Francois being a very respected member in the fighting community, in the kickboxing community. He's also been in the works for many, many years already. So well known by everyone.
Merkwaardig toe vanmôre.
Unfortunately, it's the only goals tonight.
Volgende een is meisies.
Coming out of the red corner, all the way from Cape Town, from Elite MMA, Misha de Villiers.
Ja, hierdie meisie, ek het 'n onderhoud met haar gevoer. Sy was al oor see.
Baie nice. Ja, jy kan sien sy het nou springbokklere aan of Protea klere aan soos hulle dit deesdae noem.
Sy verteenwoordig ons land daar oor see.
Dis hy. En
So hierdie gaan 'n goeie geveg
wees.
wees.
Net al voorheen oor see beklei ook. So sy gaan ons eerste een wees vir die aand.
From
So Misha de Villiers teen Eden Bleeker, ons twee dames vir die aand en die enigste twee dames vir die aand.
Ja, hierdie gaan 'n goeie geveg wees. 'n Baie goeie geveg. Die gehalte van die twee atlete wat gaan deelneem is van hoë gehalte.
Ons gaan nie die dames se gewig aan die publiek openbaar nie. Blykbaar is dit nie 'n goeie praktyk nie. So soos julle kan sien, hulle is nog jong dames, ouderdom 13 en 14. 13 vir Misha de Villiers, 14 vir Eden Bleeker.
Wel, kom ons kyk of daar 'n paar comments is. Los vir ons 'n comment daar in die comment section. Wat dink jy van hierdie sport? Twee jong dametjies gaan mekaar nou vat. Een van Suid-Afrika, een van 'n local.
Alright, so hierdie is weer eens a continuous event. And you can see these ladies swinging their fist. Nice couple of kicks coming in between from our fighter in red as well. You can see throwing the combinations. Beautiful little head kick landed by the fighter in blue. You can see.
Nou kan jy sien hoekom sy Suid-Afrika is, né?
Oh yes, these ladies are very well adapted. And you can see them sizing each other up now for a little bit. And as fighter in blue launches in, fighter in red lands a beautiful little head punch. We see an attempt at a jumping Superman over there, or a jumping Blitz. Fighter in red is on the reverse at the moment, so she's fighting defensively, moving backwards, where fighter in blue is the fighter that is taking charge of the center of the ring and keeping her opponent on the outskirts over here. Oh, beautiful kicks. Fighter in blue has been landing some beautiful head kicks that have been sneaking in, especially during the middle. She even tried a little heel kick over there, or a hook kick. Beautiful attempts coming in. As we said, this is kickboxing, it's not just boxing. And there's another head kick landed by fighter in blue. It's a beautiful little, it's like an outside crescent kick that she's given. Or inside crescent kick rather.
Let's see, coming 6 fighters.
You can see, all right, that is our half time. Fighter in red looks very tired after that. And they do take quite a beating. A punch to the body is not just a punch to the body, it doesn't just hurt the body, but it also takes out your wind a little bit. So it is good to set up for your second round if you can tire out your opponent in the first round.
Although the fighter in red is representing South Africa, has been overseas, I think the fighter in blue is really giving a run for her money.
She's giving her a go for her money, and it's often these young up-and-coming fighters that you haven't seen before that are coming in, and the only reason why they haven't fought overseas is they haven't been discovered yet. Some fighters need to train a lot. Some people have a natural sense for fighting. You cannot see the belts of these students. They can be any belt, so there's no, say, only blue belt fighting blue belt. There could be a white belt fighting a black belt at the moment, you never know. but both these fighters do look like they do have a decent amount of skill and a lot of flexibility coming from our fighter in blue with her beautiful kicks. As you can see, a lot of her kicks going to the head. Oh, a beautiful little roundhouse kick to the head. It landed from fighter in blue again. Fighter in red seems to be utilizing the hands a bit more, trying for combinations with the hands. Fighter in blue utilizing both hands and feet, often starting off with a kick and then following up with the hands and then exiting with a kick, which is great. That is what you need to land these combos. Blind your opponent with the hands and then follow up with the feet. Remember, kick to the head does count 2 points, so you do gain extra points for those.
Elizabeth is also telling us that the fighter in blue did compete in Italy as well.
So both of these fighters have competed on a national level. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Bleeker, and you are, I'm assuming, voting for Eden Bleeker, so another family member that we have over here. We are very thankful for the family members. They are the ones that support us the most when it comes to the fighting. You'll hear the loudest cheers coming from them, so thank you very much, Elizabeth.
Yeah, these athletes are in top quality, top quality.
Landed. Jab into the crescent kick. Now fighter in red being warned for not looking, lowering her head. You need to keep your head up. You need to keep an eye on the opponent over here. But just judging this fight from what I could see at the moment, fighter in blue is definitely dominating at the moment.
Elizabeth is watching from the US.
From the US, yes. Earlier on I did say someone said they were watching from the US. So that seems to be Elizabeth. Whereabouts in the States are you from, Elizabeth?
Yeah, it's fight night here in Oudtshoorn. It's the rise of the champions. It's in the Jagers Sports Complex. And we're busy live streaming Heartbeat TV. Thank you to our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him another round of applause. Well done, girl.
In blue.
Beautiful. I'm pretty sure those head kicks added up. She landed multiple head kicks. She has great flexibility. You could see her roundhouses, 1 or 2 roundhouses going to the head, but multiple of her crescent kicks came over. And with those crescent kicks, they can be devastating, especially if you go into full contact and you can put that heel down on your opponent's shoulder or on their head. It does do a lot of damage. It knocks out opponents on a regular basis and can be damaging to the shoulder as well. Well done, Eden, van Reinhard Westraat. Her coach is her dad.
I'm watching from Kansas City.
So we've got another coach.
Yeah, Elizabeth is watching from Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas, all right.
Well done.
Oh, we don't watch football over here, Elizabeth. But let's say go Chiefs. A big hug to end off that fight. You can see once again great respect coming in from these fighters.
Yeah, thank you to the South African Sports League, who is also one of our sponsors here tonight. Busy helping to develop this sport, and it's very important to understand that they are also Heartbeat TV is the official streaming company for this event. Next fighters on the field. They are on the mat, coming for the bout.
All right, so we've got young Dirk Harold coming in at age 13, weighing in at a whopping 49 kilograms. And his coaches, Janovan Fortuin and Anandu. All right, we've got Dean
Ja,
de
Dirk
Villiers van de
Harold
League
zijn
weighing
familie
in
staan
at
achterom. Hulle sê
47
hulle kyk hier. Hulle staan bankvas agterom.
So our opponent, Dean de Villiers, weighing in at 47 kilograms, age 13 from the League And as you can see from his color, he's also competed on a Lelani from Sale, back at Dirk Harold, and Nadia Himan also for Dirk Harold.
Ja, tans is daar 50 mense wat kyk. Live op
welkom.
Heartbeat TV.
All right, fighters entering the center of the ring, hugging it out.
This is going to be a good bout too.
So remember, this is a points fight. It means if you score, the fight will stop and they will re-engage from the initial standing or fighting point. Nice little punch sneaking in there from our fighter in blue, Dean. Oh, beautiful rear hand punch to the body there from Dean. Only seen by the one referee, so no point awarded. Maybe it didn't make contact, but he was seen at that angle. And then Dirk Harold coming with a score currently at 1-1. Dirk Harold launching in. Only one referee seeing the point, no point awarded.
Adrie Liebenberg sê, go Dirk Harold, jy maak ons trots.
Beautiful kicks coming in from a fighter in blue, starting off low and then going to the head afterwards, and then eventually scoring with a punch. Young Dirk Harold sneaking in. It is very difficult for a young or a small fighter. As you can see, Dirk Harold not as tall as his opponent. His opponent is much taller, but he's making it work for him by sneaking in underneath the defensive lines of our fighter in blue, Dean. 4 points for Dirk Harold in red, 2 points for Dean. Another point awarded for our young fighter Dirk Harold. I didn't even see that, that's how fast he is. A beautiful blitz with a rear hand punch for Dirk Harold, scoring his 6th point of the match.
And Dirk Harold is part of the Grebe's Kickboxing Club in
Dirk Harold,
Oudtshoorn.
yes. He was there when I was there back in 2018. Still a young student back then. Barely above my knee in height back then. And he's already grown into quite a fighter, as you can see. Both these fighters doing really well. 6 points to Dirk Harold, 2 points to Dean, and we are halfway through our our match. Now you can see the coaches putting it in, giving in their 2 cents, helping their students. Janovan Fortuin doing most of the talking to young Dan Harold over there, with young Anandu as the second.
Yeah, thank you to our main sponsors, SASL, the South African Sports League, then Buco and Alert Patrol. Thank you very much making this event happen.
A touch of glove, and we're waiting for the referee's word to start the fight. And off they go. Oh, beautiful little side kick coming in from young Dirk Harold. Judges seeing different attempts over there, and Dean being awarded the point. 2 points being awarded for our fighter in blue. He's really making up for lost points there. 5 to 6 for fighter in red at the moment. A blitz coming in from our fighter in red. Point seen by the fighter in blue. So 1 point awarded for fighter in blue, making it an even 6-all. Beautiful blitz with a rear overhand punch landed by fighter in red, young Dirk Harold. A blitz from both sides colliding in the middle, and fighter in blue's point being given. Another point, the point being awarded for fighter in blue. The points are coming in quick and swift at the moment. Young Dirk Harold scoring it, putting it at an even 8. These fighters are really putting it in, the effort, and another point awarded for Dirk Harold for a blitz coming in. Side kicks, machine gun side kicks coming in. Dirk Harold trying to launch over the side kicks, but one of them might have snuck through there because Dean awarded another point. Another blitz coming in from young Dirk Harold, landing flush to the body and awarded the point. Oh, that was a kick to the body. None of the other judges have seen it except for the center judge, so no point awarded. All right, the judges all seeing different things over here. 2 of them colliding and seeing that the fighter in blue has scored a point. Another points awarded to the fighter in blue, so that puts him in the lead at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Points in red, no, fighter in red, Dirk Harold has taken over. Points awarded to fighter in blue again, and that is the end of our 2-round bout. 12 to 11, another close match by these fighters. Someone did a great job with the matchups because all our fights so far has been pretty close so far, Christu, and that is what we want to see. Dirk Harold claiming the win. Big respect from both of these fighters. You can see them hugging it out. I wouldn't be surprised if this might not be their first time they fought together. It looks like they know each other pretty well.
Oh, so the Grebe's kickboxing club is doing very well. Grebe's kickboxing club is doing very well.
Kickboxing is doing well. They are also quite a big club. I'm not sure how many students they have at the moment, but as far as I know, they are the only club in the Oudtshoorn region. So most of the fighters go to them, whereas George are split up between multiple clubs within the George region. We've got Sensei Francois, which used to be from the Eastern Cape region. I don't know how many clubs from their area.
Well done, Dirk.
All right, Nadia Himan saying, baie geluk Dirk Harold. Dit was hoendervleis mooi. So trots op jou. Great fight between these two fighters, and you could feel the tension building towards the end of that fight as they were electric, jumping in towards each other, not giving each other time to respond.
Absolutely. Ja, ons is rechtstreeks hier vanaf die Jager Sportkompleks in Oudtshoorn. Heartbeat TV is die live streaming partner vir hierdie live event vanaand en jy kan dit gerus aanstuur vir jou vriende of familie. Groot excitement. Gereed vir die volgende rondes. Volgende geveg. Rechtstreeks hier op Heartbeat TV. Die event is baie goed georganiseer. Die mense is mooi op tyd. Hulle verspeel nie enige tyd tussen die gevegte. Hier is nou groter oukies en ek dink dit raak nou al hoe meer interessant en die opgewondenheid onder die skare is duidelik sigbaar.
Now we have a skip in the match, so we had a fighter not being able to compete tonight. That was our previous fight, was supposed to be Drian Bosman versus Ananda Willefeed, but now we have Adam Snyman from SKA, from Sensei Francois, and Simon Greef. Now, just something you've been mentioning Driekus quite a bit. Simon's older brother, Ben, has actually fought and trained with both Driekus du Plessis and someone that's not as well known as Driekus, but also fighting in the UFC currently, Cameron Simon, also doing really well with an unbeaten streak in the UFC. And so the fight begins between these two fighters. A continuous fight. Beautiful kicks, even a spinning heel kick coming in from fighter in red over there. Slightly off the mark though. You can see Simon with a beautiful hook, Simon leading with his hands, whereas our fighter in red seems to be going more for our feet. But beautiful combo setting up, and he does land flush with one of his punches at the moment there. We have Adam Snyman versus Simon Greef. Simon Greef in blue, Adam Snyman in red. Helmet coming loose there, so referee stopping the fight, making sure the helmet is on, secure. A touch of glove and the fight continues. Simon launching in with a double machine gun kick, comboing it up with the hands. That is another helmet coming off for our fighter in red, young Adam. Now, at the moment, Adam is aged 16, weighing in at 74 kilograms. Simon Greef, also aged 16, also 74 kilograms. So a very even matchup between these two fighters, although length advantage going to Simon Greef. I can also see Simon Greef's father up in the stands here to support his son, from Mornay Greef. All right. Oh, beautiful little kick. Off the mark there from Simon, but nice little roundhouse. Okay, that's the second warning coming in. Not a warning, but just we have problem with the equipment. And you can see Ranger bringing in a fresh headset so that they can strap it on. Obviously, we do want our students to be as safe as possible. And if you have problems with your equipment falling off, it could be the difference between a punch blocked by your equipment and a punch blocked by your chin, which is not as fun. All right, let's see if the new equipment comes in and helps out here. Beautiful little combination coming in from our fighter in red over there. And that is the end of round 1 for these fighters. You can see Adam a bit confused there, not noticing that it is the end of the round.
Ja, ons is rechtstreeks vanaf Oudtshoorn, die Jagerssportkompleks. Rising of the Champions. Die kickboxing wat hier plaasvind is lokaal en mense van Kaapstad en Hoërland. So dit is wonderlik om het beleef dat mense deel vorm van so 'n platform en is 'n groeiende sport in Suid-Afrika.
We got Thomas Turley tuning in all the way from Ireland. Come on, Bradley Opa G. Now, Bradley Opa G will be fighting later on. He's also competed on a national level, and he's quite the champ on the social media. So go look up Bradley Opa G on social media. He's got quite a following over there, and he's an outstanding citizen in the George community. All right, and round 2 has started. Simon covering up, eating some punches, and then countering. But our fighter in red, Adam, is on the aggression here, swinging beautiful roundhouse kick to the chin from Simon Greef over there. Simon Greef has found his footing, and now he's on the assault, on the attack. Beautiful cross landed there from Adam. These two fighters are eating some punches at the moment. They say light contact, but this does seem like they are doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that's definitely so.
A bit of a clinch coming in from Adam, which is not allowed in the kickboxing. You're not allowed to clinch your opponent like they do in boxing. You have to keep your opponents. And now Adam also being warned for pushing. No pushing away of the opponent. You have to step back and create the space without pushing your opponent back. Both these fighters doing good combos or using good combos. A little sweep coming in there from Simon. I don't know if you noticed that. But a nice little sweep. Okay, warning given to Adam again for clinching, for hooking behind the opponent's head. Now the sweep is very underutilized in the kickboxing scene. It is a legal move, but very, very seldom used in the South African kickboxing community. We see it overseas a bit more often, a bit more commonly used. Referee deducting 1 point from Adam. I'm not sure if it was for the clinch or from, even he is unsure. They're just confirming it with the judges on the side or the coaches on the side, and off they go again. That was a kick below the belt there from Adam, which will not count any points. Adam raising his hand, something happening or something going wrong. Again with the helmet, but that is in any case the time. End of round 2 and the end of this match between Simon and Adam.
Ja, dit was 'n goeie geveg tussen hierdie twee opponente. En ons is regstreeks hier vanaf Oudtshoorn, die Jagerskompleks. En dankie vir ons borge wat deel maak van so 'n aand soos hierdie. Ons sien dat South Cape Wireless het ook 'n aandeel in vanaand se bymekaar kom. Fort Oudtshoorn, baie dankie. Dan het ons ook daar vir Global Solar Systems. Thank you for your participation to make tonight possible. The Oudtshoorn Municipality, Webworks, and then Boss of Bouwmateriale, Sakan en Saskan.
And that is young Simon Greef taking the victory over Adam. Both these fighters did really well. I do think that having equipment failure does put you at on the back foot over there. It's uncomfortable, so that might have been a big role as to why he has lost. But Simon putting up one hell of a fight there and landing some proper shots. Also eating a couple of proper shots.
Yeah, thank you to P&A. They're also part of the sponsorship tonight here to make this happen in the Jagers Sports Complex in Oudtshoorn. This is the battle of the Karoo this afternoon. It was the youngsters fighting, but tonight it is the rise of the champions. We are live in Oudtshoorn, kickboxing.
right, ladies and gentlemen, our next fight will be between Nathan from Collar, age 17, weighing in at 74 kilograms, fighting from the Venus. And he will be going up versus Divan Rodemeyer, local Oudtshoorn boy, age 17, weighing in at 72 kilograms, so a 2 kilogram weight difference, fighting from Grebe's Kickboxing Club. I've also seen Divan's parents over up in the stands as well, so he's got some support coming in from them. Nathan from Collar, his parents might as well also be here.
Ja, hierdie gaan 'n goeie geveg wees. Wat nou opkom. Hierdie gaan 'n goeie geveg wees wat nou opkom.
Baie goed. Divan Rodemeyer het baie goeie tegniek. Ek ken hom ook al van kleins af. Sy coaches is Anandu en Dirk Harold. En jy kan sien aan die ander kant sy opponent Nathan met sy coaches Sean en Chase en
Ja, hierdie ouens vat dit selfs op hulle geestelike vlak.
jy kan sien hulle het gebid voor die tyd.
Ja, wonderlik.
O, Josh Norris, Chase en Josh Norris, daar's hulle.
Ja, dis Sean
Norris se twee kinders, ja.
Dis ja.
Chase is 'n baie goeie instrukteur ook, so ons sal kyk hoe doen hierdie twee manne vanaand. Maar ek is seker of van tegniek gaan van die boonste gestaltes wees hier so. Kyk daai jab cross met 'n beautiful roundhouse na die kop toe van Divan Rodemeyer. So Divan does have the reach advantage, even though he is lighter in weight than his opponent. He is quite a bit taller, almost a whole head taller than his opponent. And you can see those lanky legs reaching his opponent in the head, landing a couple of nice roundhouses. Beautiful axe kick
Very
coming
much,
in there
very
from
well.
the young Divan Rodemeyer in blue. Nathan leading with a teep kick, or also known as a front kick, grabbing the leg of the opponent, which is not allowed, but slip through might have been instinctual. Things like that do happen, and it is very often by accident. So you let go really quickly. No harm, no foul. Sizing each other up and then going in. Connecting with these hands, you can see Divan is throwing a lot more kicks using his reach advantage, but a lot of the kicks are landing on the gloves, so it does not necessarily mean that he's scoring points when he is throwing those kicks. But when they do land, they do hurt. Another nice roundhouse. And then a follow-up with a jab cross into roundhouse coming in from Divan over there. Nathan going on the aggression over there. Taking up a little jab into a roundhouse coming from Divan, followed up with a jab cross. A little teep kick. Oh, a nice slip coming in from Divan. Nathan from Collar throwing a beautiful little combo. But Divan using that length and just staying out of reach from Nathan. Having that reach advantage does help quite a lot. We have Cheslin Apollos saying, go Nathan.
Yeah, I see on the banner there, the Battle of the Karoo. It says Ephesians 4 verse 13, which it says, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. So the sport that these guys are doing, the discipline, and we just saw those three praying before the fight.
Yes.
Makes it so much heartwarming to actually be part of something like this. Heartbeat TV, Heartbeat Live, the media partner for tonight's Rising of the Champions.
Net niemand saying, go G, make us proud, you always do. And that is just before the second round of this fight starts. Divan leading in with a teep kick or a front kick, as we know it as well. Nathan going on the aggression. but Divan landing a couple of nice punches, mostly to the gloves though, and a swing and a miss coming in from Nathan. Oh, a little jab on the nose coming in from Divan. You can see Divan is definitely using the reach to his advantage, just staying out of reach of his opponent, keeping his head held high, while Nathan is trying to keep his neck, head tucked in down below, trying to go underneath the punches and kicks from Divan. Two different styles being utilized by these fighters, each trying to go to the strength of his stature. Nathan aggressing there with a couple of nice punches, landing flush onto Divan. Divan trying to return fire, coming in with the outside heel crescent kick, landing down onto the shoulder of Nathan. Nice little sweep attempt coming in from Divan. Like I've said, that's been underutilized in South Africa, but I do know Grebe has been putting in some effort on those sweeps. We've seen them use it quite often overseas when we are competing on a national level, and we want to incorporate it into our fighters here in South Africa. All right, nice little jab landed by Divan, followed up by the cross. Nathan sneaking one through the middle there, and that is the end of this fight. Both students or fighters going to the opposing corners, greeting the coaches there. Nathan putting up a nice little show. And then we have Chestnut Pulis saying, "Let's go Nathan," representing the Hope Family Church so well.
Ja, rechtstreeks vanaf Oudtshoorn, die Jagersportkompleks, Rising of the Champions, kickboxing op sy beste hier lokaal, en dit is wonderlik om deel te wees van so 'n span om die livestream te doen hier vanaf Oudtshoorn. Die event is baie goed gereël. Ons sien dat die reëlings vloei goed in mekaar, hulle mors geen tyd nie, en ons kan sien dat die atlete ook in 'n baie goeie toestand is.
All right, Divan Rademeyer from Grebe taking the win. At 79. So we're in the more senior divisions now. Chestnut Pulis saying, "Go Seth."
Ja, these athletes are in top form, top form. He's waking up the crowd to support him.
Looks like Seth is a showman. You can see him running around the circle, getting the audience going, having them applaud.
The team praying together before the bout. Ranger Grebe's own son, the MC tonight, Ranger Grebe. This is his son, but this.
And this will be a light contact fight.
So light contact or a continuous bout, just like the one we've seen earlier on. So no stoppages unless there is a problem. Just a standard fight. As I say, a lot of punching and kicking.
That's good.
All right, a touch of glove and the fight starts. Our fighter in red launching in with a deep kick and Divan on the counter. Good control from Divan, a lot of hands. Beautiful combos coming in from Divan, and our fighter Seth from Collar goes down. Divan picks him up immediately. Once again, great showmanship or sportsmanship from these two. Not intending to knock your opponent down and then helping them up when they do get knocked down. It's really funny how the goal is to punch your opponent, but you also want to help him up when he goes down. All right. So Divan is actually, the last time I saw him fight, much different. He's at the moment on the counter attack, waiting for Seth from Collar to launch in at him and then countering with jab crosses. Lots of jabs landing from Divan over there, but Seth is also sneaking in some sneaky shots down to the body. A lot of Seth's shots go down to the body. He launches in with a roundhouse and follows up with the hands. Another roundhouse slipped by Divan and then countered with a jab to the head. So Seth seems to be repeating the same combo, launching in with a lead leg roundhouse and then following up with a jab cross. Oh, both fighters going in for a kick there. Divan landing over Seth over there. Both kicks missing, but it's always nice to see. And that is the end of round one for these two fighters. Now in the senior divisions, they sometimes do have 3 rounds. I'm not sure how they are going to do it today. So far we've been seeing 2-round bouts. This might be a 3-round bout.
Ja, as jy nou ingeskakel het hier op RP TV. Ons is besig met Rise of the Champions, kickboxing, regstreeks vanaf die Diagskompleks hier in Oudtshoorn. Ons is in die meer senior divisies nou en ons sien dat die aksie is goed en die kombinasies is goed. En die twee manne wat nou tans hier in op die mat is, hulle is persoonlike vriende, maar hulle is ook opponente vanaand.
Your opponents, when you're on the tatami or in the ring and off the ring or out of the tatami, you respect each other as humans again. But when you go onto that mat, your goal is to beat the opponent. That is kind of any sport's goal.
Absolutely.
And this is just a sport where we have to kick each other. Divan landing 2 head kicks back to back over there.
Oh, no worry about him.
And you can even hear those kicks from outside. So once again, they call it light contact. I can hear these shots hitting.
Luckily for the headgear.
Lucky for the headgear, definitely there, Christo. All right. Referees telling Vian to lift his kicks. Some of them might have been a little bit below the belt. Like we said, all kicks going above the belt in this light contact that they are fighting tonight. Oh, beautiful body shots coming in from Seth from Collar, our fighter from red. Oh, some sweeping hooks coming in from Vian. And he's lost his mouth guard. Almost putting in the mouth guard into the wrong fighter here. So those hooks took out the mouth guard of his opponent, Seth from Collar.
We can see the MC, Ranger Grebe, is supporting his son.
Yes, he is. Of the side. Seth is advancing, going full force, not standing his back, and pushing into Divan.
As so Afrikaanse sê woord wat sê, hulle maak die pap dik aan.
Definitief, die manne laat staan nie terug nie. En daar is groot hammers wat val vanaand. Hierdie twee fighters staan teen eerste waarskuwing. Ons het 'n waarskuwing vir klap. Maar die einde van die ronde en dit lyk soos net 'n 2 ronde fight. So ons gaan nie oor na 3 rondes toe nie.
Well done, well done. Ja, the crowd is also very excited about this fight.
If you look closely at Seth van Collar's face there is blood around the nose, so Don't let the words light contact fool you. These guys do make contact and there is blood drawn from time to time. But that is all in good faith of the sport. Like I said, on the mat, on the tatami, you're there to fight. And once the fight is over, you become best friends again.
Well, let's see who's the winner here.
Oh, Seth from Collar taking the victory. All right, well done to Seth from Collar, taking the victory and taking the gold back to his club. And that would be the Venus Club over in George.
Yeah, that was a very, very good fight.
So our next fight will be between Leighton Janssen and Genovan Fortuin. Now interesting, Genovan is one of my colleagues. He works with me as a field guide. And Leighton Janssen has also competed overseas on a national level with me in Turkey before. So once again, going to be a great fight from these two.
Big excitement here about this fight that was just finished moments ago. Great sportsmanship.
Now before this fight, I was speaking to Genovan earlier tonight. He was saying he was going to be attempting some jumping, spinning kicks. Let's see if he's a man of his word, because those are always nice to see, some jumping maneuvers. Let's see what he can do.
Ons is rechtstreeks hier vanaf ons Oudtshoorn se sports kompleks, die de Jager sportskompleks, en volgende op die belts.
All right, points fight between Genovan Fortuin, all the way from Oudtshoorn, Grebe's Kickboxing Club, and weighing in a whopping 68 kilograms, Genovan age 22 versus Leighton Janssen, 21, weighing in at 68 kilograms from Leighton. And a points fight competition. Score is still 0 to both of these teams. We do have a jumping attempt here from Genovan, but he does go down. Leighton standing tall, not fazed by these attempts. You can see how quick these two fighters are moving around each other. And Genovan landing a kick to the body. Our first point of the match. Leighton coming in with some side kicks. And we have another equipment failure here. The feet guard or the foot padding coming loose for Leighton. All right, let's see who's going to be the victor of the next point. And that would be Leighton coming in with a punch to the head. All right, both referees seeing separate points. That is the one big thing that is always a challenge between these point fighters. with referees seeing from different angles, but we have a point awarded to Leighton, so it's 2-1 in favor of Leighton. Then we have a jab coming in, or a punch coming in from Zenovan to the body of Leighton, but Leighton quickly counters and gets his point back. Beautiful attempt at a spinning heel kick from Zenovan, going just astray and missing Leighton. Beautiful blitz coming in from Zenovan, being awarded a point, making the score even at 3-3. Zenovan with another little blitz, very quick from this young man over here, the fighter in blue. And now a point awarded to Leighton at the end of this round, making it an equal 4-4 at the end of round 1. You can see Leighton walking off at the moment. This young man still got loads of energy. He does not seem tired. Zenovan taking a seat and being coached by fellow fighters, Dirk Harold and Anandu. Anandu would have fought earlier tonight, but either him or his opponent seemed to have had some issues and had to cancel their fight. Right. So last couple of words, referees getting ready, and the time is called. Both fighters back to the center of the ring. Very close fight. A lot of technicality coming in this fight over here. Let's see over here who's going to come in with the first point for the round 2, and that would be Zenovan with a blitz, landing that rear hand of his lightning fast. Leighton countering immediately with the front hand to the forehead of Zenovan. You can see these guys on their toes, but a body shot landed from Leighton is awarded another point, putting him at 7. Oh, Zenovan looks like a helicopter in the air there. I think he did like 4 rounds, eh? Oh, beautiful little shot landed there from Zenovan, putting us at an equal 6 again. And Leighton landing a blitz going in onto Zenovan. It is neck on neck again, guys. These guys are not staying back. 7-6 going in for Leighton at the moment. You can see these guys summing each other up. Zenovan landing another shot, sending his opponent off balance and landing on the ground. Blitz coming in from Leighton, putting him ahead by 1 point again. Zenovan is playing catch up at the moment, trying to keep up with his opponent, and it's always just missing by 1 point, but now at an equal 8 again. So it is Leighton's turn to take the point, and he does so indeed. Called it before it happened.
The point matches are very tactical.
Very tactical. It's all about timing, landing at the right time, and you can see Leighton scoring a solid 2 points, putting him ahead at 11-8, and that means that Leighton takes the victory in round 2. 1 point being finally awarded to Zenovan, putting it at 9-11. It does seem like Leighton did take a low blow over there during that attempt of a spinning assault from Zenovan. Now we see why Leighton has competed overseas. As you can see, the gentleman has got skills, he's got style, he's got it all. Well done to Leighton.
Ja, ons is rechtstreeks hier van Oudtshoorn.
Leighton is from Blanco.
Ons is rechtstreeks hier van Oudtshoorn. Rising of the Champions is 'n kickboxing tournament en ons sien Lucinda Jonker, Stefan Jonker, Blackie Swart almal ingeskakel op die platform van Heartbeat TV. Heartbeat TV, die amptelike streaming vernoot vir hierdie event. As the night progresses, we can see that the attention is rising in the sports complex.
All right, our next fight out will be Zane Slinger from DMF versus Sianu Ali from MHK, Mile High Club. These fighters waiting to be awarded. You can see Leighton still struggling with that last groin shot that he received, but putting up a brave face.
Ja, Fortuin in die tweede plek. Baie geluk aan hierdie twee manne. Rising of the champions. Kickboxing at its best.
Now during that fight, you could see both these fighters were very closely matched. I think what did it for Janovan in the end was his attempts at the spinning flying kicks. Every time he went to the air, he never landed a point, so that was energy wasted, time wasted, where his blitzes were lightning fast. If he had focused on the blitzes, I'm pretty sure he could have taken that match, but he went for style, he went for skill points, and to him you can see the big broad smile on both these fighters' faces. They do it because they love it.
Yeah, thank you to Buco, one of our sponsors here at the fight night in Oudtshoorn, Rising of the Champions. Next opponents coming to the mat. Listen out for the rules and shake the place with the bass down low. Get that number, cool that line, burn that phone. All night long, the won't go home till the speakers blow. If you know the ego, what's gonna run the show? Get to know the down low and get down low.
Fighting out of the blue corner from Wildlife Kickboxing and PE, Tatami.
So we have Zane Slinger, age 23, weighing in at a 56 from DMF, versus Sianu Ali, age 25, weighing in at 55 kilograms from the Mile High Club. So we've dropped in weight a little bit, but these are still older, more mature fighters, and we expect to see some high skill maneuvers from these guys. So this will be our final light kick contact fight from the evening. After this, we will have kick light and one more point fight to finish off the night.
Now the planning of this event is well done.
Yeah, timings all seem great. Everything's running smoothly. We've had no technical issues so far. Not that I want to jinx it right now.
No, thank you, there's no load shedding.
No load shedding. Thank you, Eskom. We appreciate it. All right, we've got our fighter in red versus fighter in blue. Fighter in red having the height advantage, the reach advantage. So we'll see how it goes. Both these fighters very casual. You don't see much, craziness from them until the hits start landing. And there we see a great combo coming in from fighter in blue, landing quite a couple of shots there for him. A little combo, jab cross landed from blue. A nice little hook with a sidestep to the left. It reminds me of Vasily Lomachenko with his sidestep punches.
Stefan Jonker is watching and Dion Skutter is also watching.
All right, nice little side kick attempt, or more like a deep kick attempt coming in from opponent in red. A little jab to the gloves of the opponent on blue. Blue going in, launching for the assault, but hitting nothing but air there. Oh, beautiful little style punches coming in from blue there. Doing almost these, what you call an attempt at a no-look punch. You can see blue has got his hands down very often. So having the hands down is generally a sign of confidence, saying that his head movement should be good enough. But there is just explaining to you or showing you why it's not always good. Because two jabs have snuck through from our fighter in red, landing flush on the nose of our opponent, fighter in blue.
Well, 50 people watching at this current match, broadcasted live here from the Oudtshoorn Sports Complex, the Jagers Sports Complex, and this is the Rise of the Champions.
All right, both fighters going to their corners or their sides, being coached, being given advice. So far, I must say that most of the shots has been landed by our fighter in red. that reach advantage helping out quite a bit, but we'll see what round 2 brings. Maybe the coaches have given some sound advice and will put their fighter in the lead. Center judge giving the call, and the fight has started. These guys are sizing each other up. Nice little front kick or a T kick coming in there from our fighter in red. And he follows up with a nice punch combination there. You can see utilizing his reach, trying to keep out of reach of his opponent. Oh, attempt at a heel kick or an axe kick rather, sorry.
Yeah, Dion Skudder saying, go Ranger, amazing, and thank you, Christo Nell, appreciate this. Thank you, Dion, for watching.
Nice little combo from our fighter in blue, and then countered by the opponent in red. You can hear the crowd behind us shouting for Zayn at the moment. So good support coming in from their teammates and family in the background over there.
En die gehoor is nog steeds besig, die skare sit, hulle gaan nie huis toe nie, hulle gaan hier bly tot die einde, so hierdie is 'n baie goeie aand hier in Oudtshoorn, regstreeks vanaf die De Jagers Sportskompleks hier in Oudtshoorn. Live Heartbeat TV.
These two fighters are taking it very casual at the moment, no urgency from either one of them. When the punches land, they land quick and furious, but as soon as it stops, they stand quite relaxed and size each other up. And that is the end of this match between Zayn Slinger and Sianu Ali.
No, thank you to the South African Sports League, also one of our main sponsors here tonight, Alert Patrol. Thank you very much. Buco, thank you very much for your participation in tonight's success. En lyk ons 'n bietjie tegniese probleme het met die battery. So hou net vas, ons sal nou terug wees. Hulle is besig om net so 'n bietjie gereed te maak vir die volgende geveg. Heartbeat TV, Heartbeat TV. Jy kan verder in die week dit op Heartbeat Live gaan kyk op YouTube. Ons gaan dit daar laai. Maar tans is ons lewendig op Heartbeat TV se televisieplatform op Facebook.
Hallo, hallo, testing.
Daar sê Jerry terug op die lug.
Right, we were having some mic difficulties there, but yeah, our champion for the night, Zayn Slinger, all the way from DMF Kickboxing. Sianu Ali taking a close second from Mile High Club. Alright, so our next fight will be between Bradley Carlson versus Keegan Allpass. Keegan Allpass, you guys might not have seen him in the kickboxing division just yet, but he is a boxer. He will be fighting a kick light versus Bradley Carlson. Bradley Carlson also a student that's been competing for quite a while. We've spoken about him earlier tonight. He's competed overseas on a national level and also has a great social following for Bradley Carlson. Now Now, for those guys that don't know Bradley, this man has a lot of attitude. He is a people pleaser. He's a crowd pleaser. He's got a lot of energy in this young man. And that shows in his way he handles the local public as well. Go look him up. Opa G, Bradley Carlson. Keegan Allpass coming in a boxer. So let's see how well he utilizes his legs, how well he utilizes the kicks. We've seen him fight, we've seen him box before. This man has lightning hands, great accuracy. He is a supreme fighter when it comes to the boxing. Let's see how he does in kickboxing. Kieran Tarquin saying Keegan Allpass for the win. Both the Allpass brothers usually have great support when it comes to these events. If I'm not mistaken, it's Keegan and Jared is the other brother.
So they're getting a kick light fight. Difference here is they're allowed to kick under the waist, above the knee. It's called kick light.
All right, so Ranger giving the rules. The kick light just means previously we were only allowed to kick or punch above the belt. Now it is above the knee.
The ring sports, the objective is to do 100% power and to knock somebody out. This one is to use speed, skill to score. Light contact fight coming up.
Very interesting what Ranger says there is the objective is not to knock the opponent out, but obviously with two fighters colliding in the middle, oftentimes there is some knockouts. And you'd expect it more in the continuous fight or the light contact, but in the points fighting, it is more often so because these fighters use as much speed as possible and speed equals power eventually. So most of our knockouts happen in the points fighting. All right, these two fighters take to the ring and a couple of kicks happening. Keegan leading with two kicks already. So he is utilizing those legs. Let's see if a boxer can kick. Oh, beautiful overhead kick there from Bradley. You can see Bradley moving in and out quite a bit. Keegan trying to control the center of the ring at the moment. Keegan even trying a spinning heel kick there. Great attempt for this boxer. Some hands moving, exchanged over there. Bradley on the back foot over here. A nice sweep attempt from Keegan, but it is countered by Bradley quite quickly. And I think Bradley had the advantage in that exchange. There you can see the hand speed coming in from Keegan. 2 shots to the body and then followed up with the right cross overhand. Bradley utilizing the legs a little bit more and quite effectively, I must say. All right, warning being given here to a Bradley by the sounds of it. Or equipment malfunction rather. All right, no, equipment malfunction. The shin pad has turned around and became a calf guard. All right, fighters touch gloves and re-engage for the final seconds of our first round. You can see Bradley coming in, landing combinations and then trying to exit out of the fight, where Keegan is more about asserting dominance and claiming center ring for Bradley over here. And Bradley making Keegan swing and miss. And that is the end of round 1. They already hug it out at half time.
Chris de Wit is watching currently. He is the owner of the one who's supplying the Wi-Fi. That is South Cape Wireless. So thank you, Chris, for your participation in helping to promote this sport.
Yeah, you need good internet to be able to watch in 4K. And like Dion has already said, the kwaliteit is van uitsaai is amazing in 4K. So that means we got great internet. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Right, even before the second round fights, we have equipment malfunction. Just the toe strap from that foot pad has come loose for Bradley. A touch of glove and the fight starts. Bradley leading with that inside leg kick and then following up with them hands. Keegan landing a couple of beautiful punches. You can see how quick his punches is, but Bradley is forcing him to the outside of the ring with those kicks at the moment. Bradley has decided he will not be on the back foot anymore and is now standing his ground, forcing Keegan to the outside over there. Couple of feints happening, trying to sort out the opponent, seeing how he reacts. So it's just a lifting of the leg or a swing of the punch. Oh, beautiful little sweep, knocking the feet out underneath of Keegan over there. Another sweep attempt, and another sweep attempt from Bradley over there. Keegan handling these kicks really, really well. Much better than I expected coming in from a boxer. It's always difficult mixing up these martial arts if you are, devoted to a certain style of boxing or let's say Taekwondo, and then trying to add the legs or trying to add the hands. It always helps. But having a boxing background is a great start because hand combination, hand speed is great, and you can land a lot more combos with the hands than you can with the feet. And we can see Keegan is again dominating the center of the ring, leading in with a lead front kick and then even trying a spinning heel kick over there. Even though it looked quite awkward, it is a great attempt coming in from Keegan, and I love the camaraderie, the sportsmanship from these two guys. Great fight to watch there.
Yeah, that was a great fight. Yeah, thank you to our sponsors, Bucombe, South Cape Wireless, Webwork, Ford, Oudtshoorn Municipality, Alert Patrol, Saka, Bos of Bouwmaterialen, B&A, Sacco, and Global Solar Systems. Thank you very much for your support making this bout. South African Sports League, thank you very much.
All right, and we have Bradley awarded the champion of this fight. Great combinations used by both these fighters, and big thumbs up to Keegan standing up and trying a different principle, a different fight style here, coming over from boxing and enjoying some kickboxing with us here tonight. And now you can see why Bradley has fought overseas and competed on a national level. The skill is there, and making his opponent miss by going in with a combination and then backing out of the fight, resetting and re-engaging.
Now, constantly 49, 50 people watching this bout. All over the world, people from the US are watching, people from Ireland are watching, people from Cape Town are watching. Send us a comment to say where are you watching from. Ja, baie suksesvolle aand hier op Heartbeat FM, die Heartbeat TV, die streaming platform. Besig om hierdie te livestream. That's the main bout now.
No. No, we've still got 3 fights left. So we have Joshua De Priya all the way from the Mile High Club versus Nexus Luri.
Yeah, much bigger guys on the mat now for the next bout.
And this will be another kick light event. So anything above the knee counts. You can see these are a bit more heavier opponents coming in at Joshua De Priya weighing at 102, age 23. Nexus Luri weighing in, no weights available, but 26. But he would be in similar weight to his opponent, so also around the 100 kilogram mark. Both these. Oh.
This will also be a kick line fight.
There we go. We got viewers from Croatia joining us. Welcome, Croatia. Hopefully you guys are enjoying some South African competition here. And hopefully we'll see you guys at the next global event.
Ja, hoop julle verstaan Afrikaans ook. Ja, is lekker om in Afrikaans ook te kan uitsaai. Hier is regstreeks vanaf ons Oudtshoornse sportskompleks, die Jagerkompleks. En HPTV is die streaming partner vir vanaand, die Kickboxing hier, Rising of the Champions.
Oh, beautiful head kick to start things off from our fighter in blue. These fighters both look of equal height. And we'll see how they go. So far, beautiful technique coming in from both these fighters. Double jab and roundhouse from fighter in blue. This fighter in red is very flexible. Some of his kicks going high up and reaching the head of his opponent, the fighter in blue. It's got a very relaxed stance as well as our fighter in red. Very comfortable, not looking phased at all. Fighter in blue seeming a bit more prim and proper, standing upright, and then forcing the issue over here, keeping fighter in red on the outskirts of the ring or the tatami. Oh, beautiful little side kick to the upper thigh of our fighter in red, and you could hear that one echo through the hall. Nice roundhouse, jab cross into the roundhouse coming in there from fighter in blue. Nice kick, another loud kick landed. Couple of body shots landed there from a fighter in blue. Fighter in red eating them, acting as if nothing's happened. Oh, beautiful jab coming through the center there, landing flush on our fighter in red. And oh, nice little slip coming in from fighter in red, covering up, taking a couple of shots and then returning fire with a hook and an uppercut onto our fighter in blue. And I do believe blood has been drawn in this fight already. Fighter in red does seem to have a red around the nose. Nice inside leg kick and then return fire by blue with a double outside, inside and another outside leg kick. So points are adding up for our fighter in blue. It does seem that he is very comfortable in this ring and taking leadership over here in the points at the moment. Combination being thrown by fighter in red, eaten by the fighter in blue, and eaten by the fighter in red. Outside leg kick landed, another outside leg kick just slightly off the mark there for blue, countered by fighter in red. These guys are taking it very casual. You can even see them smiling in the middle over there. Beautiful technique coming in from a fighter in blue. Quite flexible, using those legs, double inside leg kick coming in from fighter in blue. And it seems like we have a small technical issue, but that is our crime.
Watching these fighters on an amateur level like this, and you look at these big UFC, then you must know how trained those people must be.
Oh, definitely. In this fight, you know, these guys are doing everything at, let's say, by the looks of it, 50%. Or even 40%. When you go look at the higher class fighters in the UFC, in the One Championship, all those big promotions, those guys are going full force. It looks like, if you compare these two, it looks like you're watching it in fast forward mode. But everyone has to begin somewhere, Chris, too. So
absolutely,
it is a good start for these fighters. It's a good platform for them to get started on. And some of these guys are also doing it just to get outside, get some exercise going. Not all of them aspire to be UFC championships one day, you know. Some of these guys are just out there to have some fun and
a good development in the sport, absolutely. Ja, welkom Chris Cronje. Ons sien jy sê go Nexus.
All right. And round 2 has started. Starting off with a double kick, outside leg kick leading from our fighter in blue. Attempt at another roundhouse, but a swing and a miss. And a counter from our fighter in red, landing a nice little roundhouse to the body, eating 2 kicks and then returning fire to the body of fighter in blue. Fighter in red is keeping his head held high. He's looking at his opponent and eating a lot of these shots. Fighter in blue is definitely throwing the bigger volume over here, and it does seem to be landing more efficiently. We'll have to see a big increase in volume coming in from our fighter in red. The referee blowing, they're giving a warning for dropping your head. You're not allowed to look away or look down. When you're throwing a punch or throwing a kick, you need to be able to see where that punch or kick is going. And that is what the warnings are given. You're not allowed to look away or turn away your head. And what opponent in blue or our fighter in blue has been doing is looking down when throwing his fights or his punches. So that was what that warning is there for. Beautiful little combination, big, high roundhouse kick coming in, landing to the side of the fighter in red. A couple of low kicks landed from fighter in blue. Now these guys are in the heavyweight division, so they've got a lot of weight swinging around. It's 100 kilograms. That is my old division that I used to compete at. And you've got a lot of weight that you're carrying around, so you get really, really tired after 2 rounds like this.
Absolutely.
Beautifully done, and that is the end of round 2. That is the end of this fight, and my money is on the fighter in blue.
Crowd is cheering on their winner.
Yeah, you can see he's got his own little cheering section up there in the rafters.
It looks like they are in the executive lobby there at the top.
A VIP section.
A VIP section. All brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Sorry, ja, well done. Baie goed gedoen. Ja, ons is rechtstreeks vanaf Oudtshoorn, die Jager Sportkompleks, Heartbeat TV, die mediapartner vir die streaming vanaand. Baie dankie aan ons tegnische span wat vanaand hier ook goeie werk doen. En vir u wat 'n kyker is, baie dankie.
I'm pretty sure I recognize Nexus. I grew up in Plettenberg Bay area, and I'm pretty sure I used to surf with him. I'll find out afterwards. So if it is true, he's not just a fighter, but a surfer as well. Good combination to be.
Yeah, well done, well done. He looks like a surfer.
Yeah, he does definitely look like a surfer. When he released his hairs, I recognized the curls, and I said, oh, I know this guy. He used to be a lifeguard in the Plettenberg Bay beaches. It might still be, I don't know, I haven't been in Plet in ages.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to our
Chris Cornier saying, mooi Nexus, Pletboer.
also another big-like fight from out of the red corner from the Venus George, Luz Springboard.
So Lutz Springborn, that sounds familiar. Didn't he compete in the last boxing match as well? I'm pretty sure he was there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
From out of the blue corner, from this guy, we have Louisa.
Kiran says luck for the win. And the Olivia goal is sending our love and support from Croatia.
So we have Lutz Springhorn, age 25, weight 70, fighting for De Venus. We have Lutza Pisonic, age 21, weight 74, fighting at SKAG. Very interesting name that this gentleman has. I'd be curious to know where he's from.
Enjoy this, and there's one more to come. So let's have these guys, let's help them, let's support them.
The equipment is being checked, making sure everything is up to standard, making sure everything is hooked in as well as it should be. So Lutz Springborn looks to have a slight height and reach advantage over his opponent Loza. I do hope I am saying that name wrong. Right, correct, sorry. The referee has started the fight and Lutz jumping in with immediate urgency. Landing a couple of combinations. Fighter in blue is blocking up, closing up, making sure none of these punches are too effective. Lutz Springborn being warned for kicking below the knee, making sure your kicks are above the knee. Remember, a sweep may be allowed. Pronounced Louisa. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Louisa. Oh, beautiful feint coming in there from fighter in red, acting like he was going up high and then going low down to the body. Very calculated attempts coming in from fighter in red, causing fighter in blue to cancel, to close up, try and defend. And a beautiful kick. That looked like it did some damage to the fighter in red. You could see him throw his leg out to the rear there. So, and fighter in blue just walking down his opponent in red, landing a nice jab and a body kick before covering up and eating a load of punches. Now remember, a punch given to the glove, if the opponent is covered up, does not count as a point. Yes, it may do damage, but you will not be awarded points. And fighter in blue charging fighter in red off, and fighter in red being warned for spinning. Remember, you are not allowed to look away or give him your backside. And that is the end of round one. Both these fighters doing really well. This is one of the hard ones to judge. Definitely fighter in red throwing the bigger volume, but I do think that a lot of these punches have landed onto the gloves of his opponent, so they might not all be counting. But definitely the aggression, the volume goes to fighter in red, Lutz Springborn. Let's see what our fighter in blue, Louisa, can do in round number two. So Christy, this is your second event with the fighting community.
Yes, absolutely.
And what do you think so far?
This is great stuff.
Not a bad way to end a Saturday night.
Absolutely not.
All right, referee has started the fight, and Lutz starting immediately with a roundhouse kick to the body, followed up by the punches. You can hear the stands in the background there, all shouting for Lutz at the moment. A couple of nice punches being given. But our fighter in blue is definitely on the aggressive up and up at the moment. All right, fighter in red being penalized or giving a verbal warning for stepping outside of the ring. Fighter in blue being awarded extra points for that engagement. Fighter in red is on the outskirts again and again he goes down. So fighter in blue is playing very technical at the moment, keeping his opponent on the outskirts and trying to force him out of the ring, having points deducted. And as you can see, he's just advancing, walking down his opponent. Our fighter in red is on the back foot, but also fighter in red doing very well to sidestep and getting back into the center of the arena or the tatami.
The fight really heating up.
Oh, some hard punches landed there by fighter in red. But fighter in blue seems unfazed, just continually walking down the opponent. And that can be quite intimidating if you are throwing some solid rockers and your opponent just doesn't phase. He is unfazed and just continues to march forward. All right, our referee is intervening, having a look, but the time is given. And that is also the end of round two, the end of this match. It'll be interesting to see what the Georgia scorecards come down to.
Ja, as jy ingeskakel is op Heartbeat TV, dan is ons regstreeks van Oudtshoorn in die Jager Sportkompleks. En die toernooi se naam is Rising of the Champions. Thank you to the technical team of Heartbeat TV, doing an excellent job. We get comments saying that the quality that we are delivering is excellent. Thank you to our sponsorships who also participate and make this event happen. Without you, it was not possible. So thank you very much to our sponsors.
We are approaching the end of the evening, Christo. After this is our last match, a match between Francois Strijdom, Sensei Francois for that matter, and G. Bleeker, which I understand is also a sensei. Lutz Springborn taking the victory over his opponent in blue, Louisa Pisonic tonight.
Oh, well done, Lutz. Reinhard Westrad is also tuned in. He said, good fight, guys. Well done, Lucia.
We're going to go to our final fight. But I'm going to do the following. The final fight is going to be a very exciting one for the evening. Now I'm talking to these guys sitting over here. I'm going to need you. Listen up. Listen up. I'm going to need you guys as well. We got a blue corner and we got a red corner. The whole night I watched you guys, julle was bietjie stil. So I want you guys, you are the blue corner, to come down here. And you're going to come support the blue corner. Everybody there, come here, come inside, and you're going to stand on this side. You are the blue corner supporters. Is that right? Let's go, come on. You guys on top there, you are the red corner. You guys come down and you stand on this side and you come support the red corner. Let's do this.
This is London thing. This is a London thing. This is London thing. Sound to the
Ground
massive
and supporting both the blue and the red corner, our fighters for the evening, going to be Francois Strijdom versus G. Bleeker.
Ja, dis nou die laaste veg vir die aand. Hulle vra die toeskouers om hulle support te kom gee vir die blou en die rooi. En hulle mag nou op die terrein beweeg waar hulle eintlik die publiek nie toegelaat het. So dit is die laaste bijeenkomst vir die aand. Rising of the Champions. Live here from the Sports Complex in Oudtshoorn. Die Jager Sports Complex. Quite a bit of excitement here in the crowd to be able to come closer to the mat.
Yeah, the viewers now have the opportunity for a ringside view
Yes,
of
absolutely.
this last and final match.
Top fighters in South Africa. So this one got all the promises in of speed, energy, that's going to be electrifying. So without any delay, I'm going to call in the red corner, all the way from Port Elizabeth. He is from Strijdom Kickboxing Academy, Francois Strijdom! Bleeker!
Quite a bit of excitement here amongst the crowd.
Now, I just want to see if we can really encourage these guys. I want to hear, when I point to the red corner, I want to hear you get behind Francois. Are you ready? Red corner! Okay, now I want to hear the blue corner getting behind Guy. Blue corner! Okay, red corner, you have to beat that. Red corner, you ready? In the red corner, Jean Francois Strydom. In the blue corner, Sensei Guy. It's going to be a point fight, and it's going to be 2 rounds. Are you ready? Let's do that.
Like those odds, yeah, definitely, Reinhard. We've got some love coming in for the red corner as well in the comment section. I've had the honor and privilege to fight Francois in the open divisions before. This man is lightning fast, and he's not a spring chicken anymore either, coming in at age 43 at the moment. First point awarded to Guy. Second point awarded to Strydom. Wait, I need to fix the scoring system there. 1-1. Back in action. You see these guys are lightning fast. You'll see how Guy throws up the hand in the air, trying to get the attention to throw off his opponent Strydom, but that is not happening. Strydom scores a point. Both of these guys keeping their distance from each other and waiting for a solid blitz to come in. One referee does see a point come in for Guy, but no one else, so no point awarded as of yet. Oh, beautiful blitz coming in from a fighter in blue. That was lightning fast coming in for Guy Bleeker. And another follow-up. Nobody sees a point, no point awarded. And Francois coming in with a blitz of his own. 2 of the referees being able to see the point landing, so point awarded to Francois Strydom.
Yeah, Benito, thank you for watching Heartbeat TV.
Beautiful punch to the head of Strydom. The scores are sitting at 3-3 at the moment, so once again, close match for this points fight, and point awarded to Francois. Both fighters landing a strike, but Francois being the first to land. A blitz coming in, Guy stepping out and lifting the heel, having Francois run into that heel and being awarded the point. You can see some fakes happening, but Francois going through the fake and landing to the side or hip of his opponent, Guy Bleeker. Guy coming in with a nice little axe kick and then launching with a rear hand punch. So that's very often a very difficult... Oh, there you go, it's halftime. But that's very often a very hard punch to see coming when you're coming from the rear hand, especially in points fighting, side stance. That's a hidden... So if you can get the attention with the front hand and bring that rear hand in really quick, that's a beautiful strike.
Yeah, the scores are level, 5-5.
That rear hand strike you often see with the karate guys. They'll have one hand at their hip and other hand in front of them. And what they'll do is they'll pick the front hand up to block incoming strikes and launch in with the rear hand. So it's something you very often see with the karate guys. Our final round between Francois Strydom and Guy Bleeker. And the fight starts equal, 5 apiece. Some side kicks and Francois blitzing in,
point for the red corner.
Point for red. All right, some feints happening, trying to see how the opponent will react. Both of these guys not flinching at the moment. Francois coming in with a second point. I told you he had speed, but Guy Bleeker showing that he has equal matched speed. Coming in 6-7 for Francois. Francois launching with a blitz, 2 separate points being seen, and that means the points cancelled out, no one scores.
Big excitement on this match.
Yeah, you can see the cheering on the side as well. Strikes landed, no points given. Launching in is Francois Strydom over there, but no point awarded. Then on the counter comes Guy Bleeker
7-7.
scoring. Once again, equal match here, Christy. These guys are close match. Guy coming in with a blitz, but landing to the hand. And then countering into Glee. That's a point for Blue. 8-7 for Blue. Can Blue take this? We are in the final seconds of this match. Francois needs to score immediately, and he does so.
Level.
That makes him at an equal, 8-8. Is it going to go into overtime here? Guy Bleeker scoring a point quickly, 9-8. Francois needs to back up that score. The counter is almost over. Guy Bleeker is setting with a 2-point lead.
10 for Blue.
Francois needs a head kick to take this, but the time is in, and that is Guy Bleeker taking the victory of our final fight of the night. What a way to end the night. What a way to fight. Well done by both these two guys.
Ja, as jy ingeskakel was op HB TV, dan het ons 'n fight night agter die rug van Rising of the Champions. En hierdie was die laaste geveg wat plaasgevind het. Ons sê baie dankie vir HB TV wat die streaming partner was vir vanaand. Ook al ons borgers wat hierdie aand meegemaak het en moontlik gemaak het. Ons sien daar's groot opgewondenheid onder die skare. Hulle het eind uitgebly en hulle het deelgeneem in hierdie gevegkuns wat hier op die mat plaasgevind het. 'n Sport wat besig is om te groei in Suid-Afrika en ons sê vir almal wat deelgeneem het aan vanaand se event dat dit 'n baie goeie beplande atmosfeer was. Alles was op tyd. Alles het goed verloop en hulle gaan nou die wenner aankondig.
Ons finale wenner van die aand, Christo.
That's all we know for evening here with us. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you have fun? Oh, awesome. I really want to honor these two instructors. Since Guy Bleeker, well done. And Jean Francois Strydom, he's a veteran and he's upcoming in the veteran or masters. And with this level of fighting, that's why our students coming up is going to be amazing. Just one more time, a big round of applause for these instructors. Well done! The runner-up out of the red corner, Jean-Francois Strydom.
Well done, Francois.
And the champion of House of the Champions, Team
No, well done, well done, well done.
Ek wil net gou vrae gee vir ons referees en officials wat so hard gewerk het vanaand. Kom ons gee vir hulle ook 'n lekker hande klap. Thanks guys, you're amazing. God bless and enjoy your evening. Dankie julle.
Regstreeks van ons Oudtshoorn se sportkompleks. Ranger, baie dankie. Dit was 'n baie goeie event en dankie dat HB TV deel kon gevorm het van die platform. Ons skakel nou terug na ons hoofateljee in George.